Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is us, Dragon's Greed Gaming. You are joining us for episode number 1, session 1 of our new Frontier War campaign for Alien. As always, be sure you stop by the Facebook page for all the latest news on the show. Check us out over on Spreaker, where we host the podcast. And stop by our YouTube if you haven't already. Check us out over there as well. And be sure you leave us all those 5-star reviews. Help us grow the channel. Over on, what else? iTunes, Apple Podcast, all that good stuff too. And what was the other one? Oh, Patreon. Actually, very exciting news for Patreon as soon as I find my internet browser. Go. We had not one, but 2 new Patreon members this week in back-to-back days, which is a first for us. Very exciting. So I want to welcome to the Brood our 2 newest members, Tommy and Jonas, all the way from Denmark and Sweden, respectively. At least according to the money that it's showing your currency type. So Patreon's actually an educational tool, guys. I've learned different currencies because of this thing. I never knew what DKK was, and now I do. It's the Denmark currency. Denmark krona, I believe it is. Or Konig? I don't know. Anyway, Tommy, Jonas, thank you for your patronage. Thank you for joining us. Tommy joining us in at the good old Great Worm, our highest tier. Very cool, very exciting. Thank you. I hope you stay for a while. I hope you enjoy it. Shout us a message anywhere. Discord, if you haven't joined already. Let us know what's going on, what you like, what you don't like. And Jonas, thank you as well, joining in as another whelp. Many whelps left side. Very exciting. Thank you both so much. It means a lot. It's a big, big deal. And to the rest of our patrons, as always, you know who you are. And you can always check us out on, or check yourselves out on the Facebook page, where we've got our Wall of Heroes. So, thank you all. Keep it coming. Spread the word. Get more people out here so we can keep on trucking. Anyway, I'm ready, folks. I'm the Great Unclean One. I will be your host, as always, and as usual, I am your mother tonight, your game mother, as we delve into the Colonial Marines Operations Manual. We are starting the Frontier War tonight. If you didn't join us the last 2 weeks, be sure you check us out. We did a Session 0, where our 4 players made their characters. We've also got some backup characters as well, just in case. This is Alien after all. And then last week, we did a short prologue that was about an hour and a half long, where our players got introduced to kind of the start of what's going down here, and we picked up after the events of Destroyer of Worlds, which if you haven't listened to that, you should, because it's been like 2.5 years since we recorded that for Halloween many, many moons ago. But if you haven't, check that out, because the events of that are canon in our little corner of the Alien universe, and that is canon to what's going on in the Marine campaign. So only Sean is really privy to that knowledge, unless the 3 of you have listened to that. So Sean knows what happened and who nuked what and why there's a nuke. But yeah, that's it. So
good times.
Anyway, let's go around the table. Tell our listeners and viewers who you are, who you're playing. Since you guys haven't seen the OBS feed yet, I've got your name, and then playing as your character name, which in this case I have your rank, the initial of your first name, and then your last name, because in Alien and Eric, I assume in the military, people probably usually call you by your last name. And that's how it is in Alien. So, and also I couldn't fit all of Bunnilla's character's name in the font without resizing it, so blame Bunnilla. It's his fault. So, with that being said, Scaarr, it's double N, 1L?
Right.
Excellent. Okay, we got it. Good. Cool. All right. Well, Scaarr, why don't you tell us, who are you and who are you playing?
Well, I'm Scaarr, me.
And nice to meet you all. I'm excited to be here. I'm an alien junkie, I think is a fair way to describe me. I am playing Eoin O'Connell, our Private First Class O'Connell. I say classed. Class O'Connell. And I'm a rifleman. I'm an older guy. I've been in the military a little while, been Private First Class for a while. And kind of jaded, and a little bit jaded. I'm a ginger, let's just get that out of the way.
Oh yeah, let me share your character art with everybody now that we have it, because it is quite good. There you go, fellas.
So yeah, I'm a little jaded, and I'm good buddies with our sergeant. Okay. I think it's good to respect your leaders. I've been in the military long enough to know that following orders and believing in your command, it will save your ass in the long run. And yeah, that's about it. I carry around a lucky rabbit's foot as a kind of a tag, like a trinket that's attached to my my M418 pulse rifle.
Yes.
What do they call it?
Awesome.
It's like it's attached to the hilt of the gun, and it kind of jiggles around, and you'll see me kind of rubbing it every once in a while for good luck.
It's a little bit like they do in was it Dark Tide, when you get your little trophies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Cool. And who is your rival in the squad?
Well, I didn't want to call anybody out, but our Lance Corporal. He's just a little. I think he's just a little too trigger happy for my taste. I've learned to be a little bit more reserved and to be more calculated in my actions in my years. I talk like I'm really old, but really I'm only in my mid-40s or so. But still, that's pretty old for a military career.
I gotta say that's for a frontline soldier, that's probably old. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's move it on to our Lance Corporal, Eric. Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well, actually. I played some Old World today with Travis, and I busted out. I busted out. You'll remember this. I busted out the Middenheim army I started for Storm of Chaos from way back when.
Nice.
And I was actually able to almost field a fully painted 1,000-point army with all that old stuff.
Wow.
I did proxy.
It's only taken, what,
20 years?
15 years?
30 years, yeah. It hasn't been touched since then. I painted white and blue, which don't ever do, folks. It was awful.
Oh, yeah.
But I proxied...
World Leader colors.
Yeah, I proxied the Goblin Hewer as a Hellblaster, because I still have a painted Goblin Hewer, because I was using that back in the day. And then I didn't have my Pistoliers. They were in another box, and I wanted to use as much painted stuff as I could. So the Middenheim list had Hunting Hounds, so I had some Hunting Hounds. Just they're on the same base size as Pistoliers. So
nice.
But everything else was as is. I had Spearmen, some Knights, Warrior Priest of Ulrich, Chapter Master of the White Wolf. It was pretty cool. Crossbowmen. It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I need to get out my Old World stuff.
My Chapter Master hero. So Travis was a little beardy today. Not too much. Travis is okay. But he warned me, but he brought a Lord level character to 1,000 points. And I was like, well, okay, what am I going to do about that? And the crossbowmen were doing fine. They killed 2 knights on the first turn. I'm like, oh, this will be easy. Next round, 9 hits, 1 wound. And then turn 3, they got charged. And crossbowmen do not survive when fighting anything in close combat, especially a Chaos Lord on a demonic steed. And he ended up in a challenge with my Chapter Master, and for 4 combat rounds, my hero level held out and actually wounded this bastard before he finally got killed. This guy refused to die. It was awesome. He held the line while everybody else got shit done around him. It was pretty amazing. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Check out the Discord for a few pictures. Good times. Anyway, who are you? Who are you playing? Tell us
Oh.
a little bit about your character, and if you could, like Scaarr did, please tell us also your relationships, your buddy and rival, and your signature item.
Okay. So I am playing Lance Corporal Mike Tagar, who is an assault breacher marine. He probably just transferred over here from his last command after receiving the Galactic Cross, which is the second highest award that can be awarded to a marine.
And what did he receive that award for?
He received it for risking his life, saving the rest of his comrades. So, Mike Tagar at this point is probably pretty belligerent, dark humor, kind of just like ready to be done in the service. He also, his signature item is a challenge coin that he was awarded by his commanding officer when he received that cross.
Okay.
And he's, kind of trying to take care of, the new recruits. So kind of buddying up with Private Alex Cruz. And because of his belligerence and kind of like, I feel like I could do it better, he kind of has a rival with his sergeant, Gunther Schmidt.
Awesome.
So,
very good. Very good.
it'll be exciting.
Okay. Let's hear from the sergeant, all the way from the City of Angels. Welcome back.
How's it going?
I'm good, man. How are you this fine day?
Oh, I'm ready to start this campaign. I'm ready.
Excellent.
All right. So I'll be playing our Sergeant Gunther Schmidt. He's a 6 foot tall, burly dude with a chemical burn across his face. He's got a Quasar crystal amulet, which is a stone from his home planet that the ancestors from that planet, say that it brings calmness and peace of mind when you keep it on you. So he uses that to help himself meditate his mind. So all you crystal lovers out there will appreciate that.
What color is the crystal?
It's a nice pink.
Okay, I was hoping it was purple, but we can go with pink. Also, this is Adam, by the way, folks, if you're listening at home and don't have a screen to read, and if you missed the last two sessions, this is... really, it's his second time here on the show. He joined us for Walking Dead a few weeks ago, and now he's a permanent fixture for this campaign. So, good shit.
Glad to be here.
What else? Tell us more about Gunther Schmidt.
All right. So his buddy is going to be Lance Corporal Mike Tagar, and well, kind of just like our buddy Scaarr here. I don't like our new private. I'm not a big fan of the new guy. Too hot-headed for me.
Well, remember, Scaarr's rival is Eric's character, the Lance Corporal. Because he's an assault marine and he thinks he's a little trigger-happy. So, I don't think Scaarr's character has really much of an opinion of the private at this point yet.
He'd be right about me.
And what is your specialty other than you're the squad commander?
That's right. I'll be our CBRN specialist. So I deal with like our chemicals and base melting splashes of goo.
Okay.
I hear that's going to be a thing.
What was your event that you had?
Oh gosh.
I think you had two actually, because you were an officer.
I did have two.
I think I put them on your character sheets. Did I?
Oh, yeah. Here we go. So, I was picked up as a maintenance jack during a colony siege. It got your squad into the heart of the complex where the fight was won. You kept hold of this useful tool, which works well that gives additional bonus to heavy machinery when using it. And then I also spent time training with the Force Recon and gained a special ops pistol with a custom sound suppressor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the silenced pistol. Very cool. Sweet. And that's going to leave us with the newbie of the group who just joined the Corps not too long ago and has just been assigned to the gunfighters. Sean, welcome back.
Hello, hello. Glad to be back and glad to be playing more aliens.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'll be playing Private Alexander Cruz, a dedicated marksman. He's a private, so he's like fresh out of boot, I guess. And his buddy is O'Connell. He's kind of friendly with the older, more jaded guy, and then his rival is Gunther Schmidt. The guy just keeps giving me shit. I don't understand it, so just gotta deal with that. I can't really backtalk him, but I can give him, mean mug him, I guess. Signature item is a bullet casing from one of the first missions he went on, and ended up having to shoot his weapon, and things went to hell, and he did survive, so he picked up a bullet casing and just had a hole drilled through it, and now he uses it as like a necklace. And when things are stressful, he goes back to that day and remembers he'll survive.
All right. Cool.
My event was the hidden stash one. Okay. I did put the notes in there. Okay. You've got a good rapport with the company logistics sergeant, and he's always supplying you with unexpected or unconventional bits of equipment. Okay.
Wonderful. Cool. And then I think we skipped, but Scaarr's event, if I recall, you had a drill sergeant who was a real dick in boot camp, and because of that, you gained one of the best talents in the game, the tough talent, which is pretty broly. So
Back in my young days.
very cool, very cool. All right. Well, I don't think we really have to go over anything else at this point. So, as I said, I will be your GM this time around, folks. And, just been... I'm really pumped, guys. I'm nervous, as always, with starting a new campaign. There's so much material, but I've reorganized everything, and I think I'm starting to get my head wrapped around this. Also, something we should point out that Sean and I discussed... Sean's character is actually a relative of the Secretary of Defense, Secretary de la Cruz. We talked about that, and it was just too cool of an opportunity to pass up. So she is your cousin. I've actually got a picture of her if I didn't share this last week. This is Secretary Joel de la Cruz, the Admiral of the Fleet, and also the Secretary of Defense of the UA. So she's a pretty high-ranking official. So, why don't we get started? Finally, we're finally here. So if you missed our prologue last week, folks, I would suggest you go back and check it out. It's only about an hour and a half, so it's short. But ultimately, what happened... all of you are part of the 33rd MAU, the 33rd Marine Assault Unit. Is that what it is? Yeah, Assault Unit. You guys are part of Kilo Company, which is one of the companies that make up this particular battalion. And you guys are currently on board a Conestoga class starship, same as the Sulaku from Aliens, called the USS Tambatam. And you guys were recently departing the Sol system and heading back to your base of operations in the 60 Kruger system known as Fort Nebraska. Unfortunately, upon arriving, you guys were pulled out of hypersleep, and there were some minor alarms going on, indicating that it was all hands on deck. And when you guys assembled in the hangar, many Marines were looking out portholes at what the three of you, other than our private here, recognized was the planet of Ariarchus. All of you quickly discovered that the base and the colony on the moon had been nuked and was now completely destroyed. And the orbital elevator that led to the orbital rearming starship station in space was also destroyed. The orbital elevator itself, the cable had been severed, crashed across the colony, and there were signs and debris and detritus of a starship battle of UA and UPP ships in orbit around the wreckage of the orbital station. Your kind of immediate superior officer, Lieutenant Maria Casados, got you guys all together, and along with her command adjutant, Roy the Synthetic, and Staff Sergeant Zimborski, told you guys that Fort Nebraska was no more. And you guys then discovered, she explained, that the Kruger system had been quarantined by High Command, and you guys were being sent to the Mu Herculius A system to regroup with the rest of the fleet at Tithonus Base to get new orders. At this point, your sergeant, with his binoculars, was able to spot escape pods out in the wreckage. And he quickly caught up to the lieutenant as she departed and brought this to her attention. She came back to view this for herself, ordered the crew to do another scan, but regretfully informed you that they did not detect any signs of life out there. And at that point, you guys kind of resigned to the fact that everybody, it seems, that was part of the colony and part of Fort Nebraska are dead and gone. It was with this solemn discovery and realization that you guys headed back into cryosleep to make the several-week journey, about 4 or 5 parsecs, to the Hercules system. And so that is where we will pick it up, as you guys are going to end up... wait, that doesn't work. I'm going to end up over here, where it is...
So, what was our lieutenant's name again?
Lieutenant Maria Casados. I'll put that in the chat for you, so you have the right spelling.
And then command adjunct Roy, the synthetic.
Roy. Yep.
And there was the third one?
Adjutant. I think that's how you spell it. Whoop. Adjutant. Oh my god, I can't spell. Adjutant. There, that's it. And then Staff Sergeant Zimborski. So Zimborski is the head of your section that your squad is part of. So again, you're part of Kilo Company. Company's it's 20 Marines. Company's broken into 2 10-man sections. Each section is led by a staff sergeant, and then each section is broken down into squads and fire teams. So he is the overall staff sergeant of the 10 Marines that you guys are part of.
Okay. So he's our, direct report. We report directly to him, and then he goes above.
Yeah, I mean, if, orders come from the LT, as far as, what command is telling you guys to do, and then the staff sergeant might join you on a mission, or he might stay in the APC. If not, then it would fall to Adam's character as the squad leader. It just depends who they send out on the mission. So, But yeah, basically it would be Adam's character, Sergeant Schmidt, then Staff Sergeant Zimborski, then the LT. And then beyond that, you guys don't really deal with anybody above her. She does. So, all right. So you guys, we are here. We'll go on this base. We're on the military map base. So I've got a token here for the Tambatam as you guys arrive in the Hercules system. And it is here that that things begin. So you guys eventually get out of cryosleep and wake up to find yourself on this base. And some of you may have been here before. but there is a full U.S. aerospace base here. It's a rather lifeless planet. It does have breathable air, and it's far enough away from the equator that there actually is tundra. I'm sorry, far enough away from the star that there's tundra and stuff on the equator. But what you guys do know is that this base presumably has a network of tunnels underneath that were supposedly lava tunnels from back when there was all sorts of volcanic activity here. But now there's hangar bays, there's maintenance chambers, barracks, tactical centers, all sorts of stuff that support 1st Colonial Support Group. And there's usually 3 assault frigates that kind of defend this area. But your entire MAU has been ordered to meet here. So the entire 33rd eventually groups up here. And as you guys can see in your the organization, there's a total of 9 ships in the fleet. There's 6 assault frigates and 3 attack transports. So it's a fairly large gathering of military might here. And then all the other support battalions and everything are here as well. So, there's roughly, with your entire MAU here, there's about 2,200 Marines that you guys are part of that have been gathered. So the base is a buzz of activity. You see lots of people from your MAU, and then you see, the regular garrison here from the Colonial Support Unit, and there's all sorts of activity going on. You guys are, basically brought down to the planet via drop ships, and eventually, once the entire MAU is here, you guys are eventually gathered later that day in a big hangar where they have a massive, holo projection screen set up, and you guys are expecting to get your orders at this point. So the 4 of you are with the rest of your platoon. You're lined up. Everybody's kind of milling about right now, ready to actually get in order and stand at attention. But you guys are basically gathered right now with the rest. We see some of the other NPCs in your platoon here and there. Are the 4 of you doing anything before this gets underway, or just patiently waiting?
I'm going to be patiently waiting because I want to know if there's any news as well as to what happened earlier.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to a private.
Okay. You can do that.
How's it going, private?
I will allow you to do that.
How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. Shocked to see hear about what was going on in Fort Nebraska, but I'm just ready and anxious.
He's on the tippy toes of the border. It's bound to happen sooner or later. Kind of start to expect these things.
Yeah, but you never want to see it happen. That's our job, right? See it and
Sure.
stop it.
How long has it been since you came out of boot camp?
Less than a year.
Wow. Well, have we formally met? I don't think so, right? I'm assuming not.
No, I don't think formally, because basically, well, I probably very briefly, but it was like you guys were in the Sol system, he was assigned to your platoon, and then you guys were put in cryo sleep. So really the only conversation you had other than hi was your conversation back at Fort Nebraska.
Okay. I haven't really gotten a chance to introduce myself. He kind of extends his hand. O'Connell from upstate New York. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice. Grab his hand, shake it. Does Mexico still exist in this timeline?
Yes, yeah, it's still a country, it's part of the UA.
The UA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know currently any cities from Mexico, so just a generic Mexican city.
How about Mexico City?
Insurgent.
Okay, sure.
Guanajuato is a fun place to go to.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. Guanajuato. Yeah, wherever.
Okay, so you're from Earth. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's not how it is for everybody these days, because you're all over the place, so.
Right.
Cool. All right.
How long you been in?
Fuck. I should have.
Yeah, how's it feel asking that, huh?
Let's see. I'm on my my 4th tour. So what's that? About 12 years now.
Okay, yeah. Well, trust you to watch my back. I'll do the same. I'm your dedicated marksman, so.
I'm gonna hold you up to that.
All right. And what do you do?
I kill things.
Okay. I think that's what we all do, right?
I do it really well.
Okay.
Just don't worry. If there's something that's needed, normally I'll fill the hole with a grenade sometimes or a bullet, but sometimes with skills too, depending on the scenario.
Okay. Sounds good. He looks a little uncomfortable, but he's trying to make small talk.
Sorry, you started losing your sense of humor after being in the Corps too long.
Well, maybe we can help you find it, yeah?
Sure. I hope you hang on to yours.
Yeah, well, we'll see, right?
It's hard to have a sense of humor. And he looks out the bay window, like the scenery of Ariarchus and everything. You're probably looking at thousands of corpses.
Remember, you guys aren't at Ariarchus anymore. You're at.
We're done.
You're at.
Well,
You're at
when you look
Typhonus.
out the bay,
Yeah.
at a place like Ariarchus.
Yeah. As a first for me, so. Hopefully we can get those bastards. Those damn Reds. Are they still communists?
Yeah, there's heavy communist influences, I think, still in the UPP.
Okay.
Progressive peoples. Yeah.
Right. They have a couple Karl Marx, flagships and stuff.
Even the acronym UPP sounds communist somehow.
A little bit.
I don't know how, but it does.
I mean, People's Party, Progressive Peoples.
Unions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, unions.
Silly unions. How
As
dare
a
they?
capitalist, I like working for low wages with no insurance.
Slave labor, yes. Anyway, hopefully, when we make it out of here after your first tour, you can show me around Mexico. Never been.
Yeah, it's a nice place as long as you avoid the cartels. Just don't go
Shit. Cartels are still a thing. That sucks.
Well, yeah.
It's at this point you guys see the commander of your MAU, Lieutenant Colonel Hanran. You see he enters the room with his senior NCO, Sergeant Major Ruiz Pagonis. And at this point, you hear Pagonis shout, "Attention!" And everybody quickly falls in line. And then you guys see the holo tab begins to power up. And Lieutenant Colonel Hannaran says, "Marines, we have a message from General Vaughn herself." And at that point, you see he nods to someone off to the side, probably like a synthetic or a comms officer, and the thing begins to kind of whir to life, and you see what some of you would recognize as the General. Others you might not know who she is. You may not even heard of her. Definitely might not have even seen her. But You see on the screen is a African American woman. She has thick black hair tied up in like a bun, and looks like probably in her mid 40s. And you guys can tell instantly based on some of the insignia on her uniform. She's definitely a general. For the three of you that have been in the Corps for longer than a year, you know that this is General Delilah S. Vaughn. She is a 4-star general, and she is second in command of the entire Colonial Marine Corps. The only person above her is Commandant General Delamargio. She's got like some long ass title too. Assistant Commandant of the United States Colonial Marine Corps. So there's only really one person above her that could really oversee her orders or supersede her orders. So this is top brass that you guys see comes into the into focus. And she's facing the camera. She's in like her full military dress, and she says, where are my notes? Fort Nebraska orphans, you are not alone. I am here before you because I also lost friends and family on Ariarchus. Like you, I want answers. And like you, I want payback. I want the heads of the bastards who took our home. And to get them, I need you. I need every single one of you. I need your guns, I need your brains, and I need your courage. Make no mistake, Marines, we are at war. For years, the UPP has pushed and prodded at our borders, testing our strength, testing our resolve, seeing just how far they could go, gauging exactly what our response would be. And now, they've struck. First, by entering the Cygni 61 system and annexing LV-038. And now, by openly attacking and destroying a UA military base. While Secretary de la Cruz and the rest of the UAAC Council debate and tread lightly, the UPP has made the first move. This was an act of war, and it is our job and our responsibility to fight back and hold them accountable for what they've done. When you're out there, find me evidence that the UPP is responsible for these border bombings. You see something that don't quite look right, you bring it home to me. Find me anything that we can use to convince Secretary de la Cruz and the rest of the council to say yes to kicking Union asses back over the borderline. And she looks at all of you. Good luck out there, Marines. Make us all proud. This is General Vaughn, signing off. And the screen cuts out, and there's a murmur amongst the gathered soldiers, quickly shut down by Major Paganis, and then the Lieutenant Colonel speaks for a moment. He says, "All right, Marines, you heard the lady. While you're out on mission, of which you'll all be getting new assignments shortly, anything strange, anything that points to these border bombings, bioweapons, black projects, anything you can find for the General, you bring it to your LT's attention, your superior's attention, we'll get it to the General, and hopefully we can get the Council to realize that we are indeed at war. The UPP is not going to back down, and neither are we. So I need you all to buckle in and do the Corps proud. Is that clear?" And you hear everybody, "Hoo-ha, sir!"
You sure?
Rah.
At that point, he nods, and some of the lower level officers, sergeants and lieutenants and things like that begin to gather all of you together, and you begin to break into your various, smaller groupings of platoons and things like that. It is not too long later that Lieutenant Casados gathers up the two sections. She says, "All right, Marines, you heard General Vaughn. We've got some new orders. We got a lot of shit to get done." She says, "We're staying assigned to the Tambatam. We're heading out to GJ 2005. There's a synthetics operation there, a basically manufacturing facility. It's on the border, and UA is afraid the UPP might try something. So, we're heading out over there to act as a reinforcement to the garrison, run some recon and intel, see what the UPP are up to, and if need be, defend it, or if need be, make a push of our own. We're heading out in at 0600. Get your shit ready. Dropships take you back up. We'll be heading in hypersleep soon." And she doesn't really stay to ask any answer any questions, and she departs. And you see Roy, the synthetic, is with her, and then you see Staff Sergeant Zimborski starts to corral you guys where you need to be, and pretty soon you're getting back on your shuttles. A couple hours later, after you get some food, and they start ferrying you guys back up to the Tambatam. It's not too long before you guys are getting settled up in cryosleep again to make your way. You guys can see it is 2 parsecs away, so not terribly far. Oh, I'm sorry, wait, no, it's 3 parsecs. It's here. That's where the actual star is. So it's not too far. And, yeah, eventually you guys are back in cryo and begin to drift into sleep as you start to ply through the stars and make your way back. Or I shouldn't say back, but to a new assignment. While you guys are in cryo, you all have some very strange dreams. For all of you except Scaarr's character, you have dreams where they're more like nightmares. They're very vivid. You guys find yourselves in a dark, black area. The walls appear to be maybe alive, or maybe dripping, perhaps with water or sweat or condensation. You feel like you're inside some sort of organism when you see this place. And there's this horrible sense of rage and violence that comes over you when you're treading these halls. Scaarr, for our Private First Class O'Connell, dreams are much worse for you. You still find yourself in this black set of hallways, and there's still this sense of violence and rage, but you also hear strange music, perhaps being played on a flute or some sort of pipe instrument. You see star systems and star clusters. You see the spiral of various galaxies, and you hear screams. People that are dying, perhaps being tortured or otherwise suffering some horrible fate, and you have this burning sensation in your chest and in your gut. It feels like something is writhing around inside of you. And it's this burning feeling that gets hotter and hotter and hotter. And we would see, if we were looking into your cryo tube, that despite being in cryo sleep, You are actively sweating. Thankfully, to the four of you, these dreams only feel fleeting and as if they only lasted for a night's sleep, when in reality you've been in cryo for at least a couple weeks. When you are awoken, you realize that it is only your 4 cryopods that have been open. The rest of the section, of the 2 sections, are still in cryo, still in deep sleep. The lighting is low, as if everybody is still supposed to be in cryo. And really the only light, other than like the emergency lights, are from the inside of your cryo tubes as they light up and begin to open up. And you guys see the face of Roy, the command synthetic, standing there, waiting for you guys, as he often does. Apologies, Marines. A bit of an early wake-up call, I'm afraid.
What's going on? Why are we up so early?
Lieutenant has a special assignment for the 4 of you. If you could please get ready and meet her in the mess in 30.
Sir?
This better be good.
And you see he stands there, as he often does, and waits for you guys to like start getting dressed and things like that. And he walks over to you, O'Connell, and he's got a towel like on his arm, almost like a butler. And he says, "It looks like you could use this, Private First Class."
Yeah. Thanks. Kind of rubs his head, takes the towel without looking, kind of wipes the sweat off the back of his neck.
Are you all right?
Better than ever. He rudely tosses the towel back at him.
He says, "Well, very well then." And he departs. Scaarr, when you wake, you have a point of stress from these awful nightmares.
Starting off strong.
Alrighty, dude.
Now, all of you have these fleeting images of your nightmares as well, but you guys can tell looking at Scaarr that he is visibly like wet. You can see like his shorts, they're clearly like soaked, and not like he pissed himself, but like the entire thing is another shade from sweat. And you guys can probably see the inside of his cryopod, like the bed that he lays on, the actual mattress part or the sheet, whatever it is. You can tell they look damp. And there's probably condensation on the inside of his the glass. I mean, he looks
I'm
like
dragging.
Yeah, he looks like
I'm dragging. Like when we came out of cryo at Ariarchus, it's like another day. Like I've been in and out of cryo a ton. I'm very used to it, but I'm dragging right now.
Is there I assume there's like a medical officer, a medical bay on the ship?
There is. Yep.
Yes. So Cruz would go over. PFC O'Connell, are you doing okay? You are.
Yeah. I just I had a really fucked up dream when I was in cryo, which is weird. I never dream when we're frozen.
I had some weird dreams too. Is that normal?
No, it's not normal at all.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe you should get checked out by the medical officer before we do whatever the Lieutenant Commander needs us to, right?
Yeah, maybe I should, I guess. It is a bit weird.
Yeah. I mean, that is a lot of sweating to do over 4 weeks.
So,
freezing pod.
O'Connell, you would know, you can tell, all of you except our newbie here can tell that it does not appear like anyone else is awake except for the 4 of you and Roy.
Right.
You don't think that there's probably any medical team that's awake right now. It looks like the entire ship is still in cryo.
Do we?
Oh, I didn't get to sleep.
But the synth should be.
So how come we didn't get to sleep? I gotta be up for this shit.
So usually they will have at least one synthetic that is awake during the entire time to monitor the ship. If there's multiple synthetics, a lot of times most of the synthetics are left to man the ship and deal with things in case there's an emergency and things like that. And they can get other stuff done while you guys travel. So
aren't they typically trained in some capacity to medical?
It depends. It depends on the synth. You know, you guys know different synths are made for different things. Like, you know, Roy, being a command synthetic, he's meant to assist the LT. So he's more like logistics, command, strategizing, that sort of thing. Whereas, like, your crew chief, Herschel, he's designed for, like, comtech, heavy machinery, repairing the dropship, maintenance, you know, piloting if need be, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the Lance Corporal has a point. Rookie, I don't think I'm gonna be able to see anybody about this right now.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it is.
We
Dark in here.
We gotta get ready and get up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be fine. I'll get checked out when everybody else is awake.
He'll clap you on the shoulder. All right. You didn't look good, so I wanted to make sure you were okay.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. And then he'll go put his pants on and everything.
All right.
You did this whole thing.
You said all that without your pants. I was going to say.
Just in.
He's just in his boxers. Yeah.
You're like rubbing him on his shoulder, making him feel.
Yeah, come on, nice shoulder rub.
You're all nice and sweaty. You know. You need a hug.
A tush.
Yeah, Scaarr, you get another point of stress as he does this.
Skin tight boxers, by the way. You can see every curve.
Oh wow. Well,
I didn't know you were Catholic, Rookie.
You're young and fit, so yeah, you
I'm
probably
Mexican, kind of like standard.
That's true. They are religious people.
Touche, all right.
One, yeah.
Do you have like a giant like crucifix tattoo like on your chest or on your back?
Across the chest.
Oh, awesome.
Fuck yeah.
On the back is like the Jesus being crucified kind of tattoo.
Yeah, or like his face. Yeah.
Yeah. And it says like for our sins underneath. Yeah, he's very hard into the religion.
Damn. All right. I expect at least one religious quote every session, then.
Oh fuck! Now I've got to like pull out a Bible I don't own. Fuck.
Yep. So you guys do the standard stuff. You get some like hydration tablets, you know, maybe some coffee, whatever. You guys get your fatigues and stuff on, and you meet in the mess where you know, you guys are able to get some food, and then eventually Casados and Roy show up. It's just the two of them. You do run into Lance Corporal Weaver, the dropship pilot, and you do see Herschel at one point is around and awake as well. And I'll give you guys his artwork because I know how much you loved it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stop. Make it go.
nightmares. He's what I saw in my nightmares, actually. Herschel chasing me through the hallways.
No wonder O'Connell was sweating.
But yeah, you see them. Herschel, you know, greets you guys and says hello. Weaver, it looks like she's got some headphones in, and looks like she's cleaning her helmet and her aviator glasses. She either doesn't notice you or doesn't really pay any heed to you guys. But eventually, the LT and Roy show up, and she kind of puts a leg up like on a crate. She's got her, you know, her arm like on her knee, and she kind of leans forward. She says, "All right, Marines. Sorry to wake you up early, but Mother picked up an SOS and decided we were going to have a squad get sent in to investigate. There's a place called Sonderdach. It's a sulfite metal mine leased by Wayu. which you guys know is slang for Weyland-Yutani, belongs to an independent colony called the Grandi Domes. We're in the GJ1230AB system, which you guys can see on the map here is very close, galactically speaking, to Tithonus. You guys haven't even gone a full parsec. I'm guessing you maybe have been in cryo for a week or less at this point. Probably not very long. There's been an accident at the mine. My mother doesn't have all the details, but it looks like a work gang setting up a second shaft in the mine, broke through to a gas pocket, some kind of collapse or explosion. Dozens of miners are unaccounted for, believed to be trapped in below. 2 Marine squads were on site during the incident. They haven't been heard from either. There's a good chance they could be trapped as well. We've got a hospital corps frigate called the Gila. Will rendezvous with us at the site. I'm splitting the 2 sections up. The 4 of you are going to join the relief effort on Grandi, while the rest of us continue on to transept. You won't be on your own, though. Gila is going to be your home base while we're away. Wei Yu has also sent a rescue coordinator named, she starts looking through her notes, Mr. Ishigara. Ishigara? I don't know. And she says something in Spanish, which Cruz, you recognize her kind of discounted, I don't know how the fuck to pronounce his name.
He nods.
Yeah. And she's like, work with him and work with his people. Get in there, get everyone out, including our guys and gals, help them stabilize the mine, and if it is a gas pocket, seal it off. If they need your help reinforcing structural supports, anything like that, you do it. Saves lives, neutralize whatever threat is down there, get the mine back up and running, whatever it takes, we'll pick you up on the way back. Questions?
O'Connell raises his hand.
Connell, go for it.
Sir, I kind of had a nasty nightmare. You think maybe I could get 2 more hours of rest?
She gives you this look she can't believe you're asking that, and she swears something in Spanish, which all of you would recognize because you've heard her swear enough. Any real questions? And she looks to the rest of the group.
He shrugs over at the private.
I'm gonna put my Bimex glasses on and just let's get going.
Interesting note on the Bimex glasses: if you get shot by a laser weapon, there's a 1 in 6 chance the laser bounces off the glasses and you don't take damage.
That's
Pretty
cool.
fucking rad.
But the glasses get fried in the process.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
If you read the description, they actually reflect lasers.
Amazing.
That's great.
I don't know how many laser weapons there are on this game, but if there's one, be sure you got your glasses on.
I don't know if I've ever seen one, actually.
Same.
And
all the aliens we've played.
The description says, save the colonies and look cool while doing it. All right. So at that point, she says, all right, Weaver will take you guys down. Grab some grub. You're up in 60.
I'm gonna just look at O'Connell and give him a little slap in the back of the head like he's an asshole for suggesting 2 more hours of sleep.
Hey, man, you can't blame a guy for trying.
Skane's pod was right there. Wake his ass up.
Yeah,
He's feeding us.
you look at all the other cryopods. Everybody's still blissfully unawares and sleeping. You see, as we go through and we see it's lined up just like in Aliens. We see Lieutenant Eckhart. We see Corporal Carvalho, Lance Corporal Yazzie, Sergeant Wilkes, amongst others. Private Finks. Can't wait to meet him. Rat Finks.
Oh no.
So, and you guys are there having to get ready. But you do get to eat, which is nice of them, I guess.
Yeah.
So you get some of the company cornbread, of course. Good shit.
While we're eating, I looked at everybody else seriously and I'll take a bite of delicious cornbread. I'm sure it's the best I've ever had.
They give you a recipe for the cornbread in the book.
They do.
Oh God.
They give you the recipe for the company cornbread in the fucking book.
Maybe we should try making it.
Oh,
I really want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will 100% do that.
We will 100% one day.
do that.
Yeah.
I was abducted by aliens once, believe it or not.
Wait. Yeah?
Yeah, they made me wash my hands, they made me clean my room, they made me eat my vegetables. It turns out I was on the mothership.
That is a terrible fucking joke.
Sorry, it took me a second to catch up there, but I dig it. Oh, that's good. That's good.
And like he said, nothing at all, just continues eating his meal.
At this point, Lance Corporal Weaver has joined you guys, and she starts to scrounge some food as well. She's still got some headphones in.
Alright, so first mission together, guys. Maybe talk to each of you individually. I'm Alexander. I'll be your dedicated marksman for the foreseeable future. All right, great. I'm glad everyone responded. And he looks down and just starts eating his cornbread.
Yeah, you can see Weaver is clearly not listening. She's in her own world right now. She's bobbing her head as she's eating.
I'm
why
thinking extra.
marksmanship? You're a cowboy. You're from a farm or something where you shooting rabbits.
Just happen to be better at shooting than I was at anything else. I wasn't smart enough to go into anything higher.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm taking whatever extra food I can and putting them in my pockets.
Okay.
I'm gonna need that for later.
Oh, okay.
You ever been to prison, Lance Corporal?
No, can't say I have. Just stuck on this shit. As close as I'll be. Here I thought I was doing something good, and they keep waking me up.
Yeah, why us? Jesus Christ. We're not special.
You're special.
We are special. We get to teach the new guy some action.
Oh. Okay.
Let's make a little bet here, Cruz. You're the new hot shot with your rifle skills, huh? Every time you miss a shot, you owe me a piece of cornbread.
Okay. Every time I hit a shot, you owe me a nice compliment.
Good thing that's never happened.
Okay. And he just cut his cornbread in half and put it
I'm sure the Seabird Marine should tell us about shooting.
You got jokes. You got jokes.
All right, well, I'll do my best.
I'll let you know when there's rad damage going on.
Find anything caustic, I'll call you.
At this point, you see Weaver finishes her meal. She scarfs it down rather quickly, and she gets up and tosses the tray over, where the, put your dirty trays here sort of thing. And she walks by, and she kind of slaps you, Sean, on the back, and she goes, "First mission, newbie. Get ready. We got quite a ride ahead of us." And then she looks to you, Sergeant. She says, "I'm going to get the pre-flight check started. I'll see you guys in a bit."
You got it. You need a hand with that, or you good?
No, so I got Herschel. He's probably got things already done anyway. I just got to make sure the sound system's ready, you know? And, yeah, she starts, she seems way too energetic and excited to be awake right now.
Make sure you check for gremlins, okay?
She flips you the bird as she walks away.
You deserve that.
The sound system?
She's speaking the language of my people. It's okay.
Okay.
All right, so when you guys are deployed on a mission, you are allowed to take any of your gear that you currently have. The gear that is on your character sheet right now is your personal stuff. That belongs to you. You can access it whenever you're on the Tambatam, but obviously you're leaving the ship, so whatever you don't take with you, you don't have with you on the mission. That being said, you probably don't want to be overburdened unless you guys have a place to leave your gear. You don't know if the APC is going to be available on this mission or not. You guys usually don't find that out unless they tell you or you ask, or when you get to the dropship, if it's being loaded up, then you'll have the APC. If not, then they're just going to drop you off. So you're not sure with this mission. If you do have your dropship or your APC, you can leave your other equipment on there if you need to. As far as that, on your inventory, you can move stuff to your footlocker. So whatever you're not actually carrying on you should go into the footlocker. And in order to do that, you right-click on the little pencil icon of any piece of gear, and you do Add to Locker. And that'll take it off. That'll take it out of your inventory, but it'll still be on your character sheet, so you don't have to delete stuff. So if you temporarily lose something, or you have to put something aside, that's the way to do it. Otherwise, you can, if you think you need other gear, or if there's other equipment you want to try to access, you can always try to requisition more. Normally, that will either go through a logistics officer, or in a case like this, where they are probably still in cryo, you just put in the request to Mother, and she will determine whether or not you need what you're asking for. Generally, especially for Cruz, based on your event, you know it's a lot easier to work with a logistics officer than Mother.
Right. So how do I put something in the footlocker?
You right-click on the pencil icon to the far right of the item and hit Add to Locker.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So Cruz will try to requisition something from Mother.
Okay.
Since he only has basically a scoped rifle, if they're in a bunch of caves, he wants something that you can, like, easily move around with and aim if he needs to. So he's going to requisition, like, a pistol or like a whatever the standard rifle is, if he can get it.
Okay. And when you put in your request, what is your reasoning?
Close quarters environment, not conducive to using long-barreled rifle, endanger myself and others. Shorter weapon, much better to maneuver with.
She denies the assault rifle, but she approves the pistol, and there's also a suggestion, rather than the rifle, to take a shotgun.
If she'll allow it, yes.
Yeah, so basically it's obviously it's a very monotone. It just comes across the screen in fast typed out text. Request for rifle denied. Suggest shotgun if heavier weapon is required for close range quarters combat. Pistol approved. Sound reasoning.
Request shotgun, question mark?
It asks for a reason again. I assume you put in the same thing.
Right. And unknown potential hostiles, heavier weapons might benefit rescuing lives.
Yeah. There's no role required for that. She seems to accept that. At this point, one thing you have probably learned, Cruz, is that when you have to deal with Mother, obviously being a machine, she deals in logic.
Right.
And if you don't give her a good logical reason, she usually turns down. Like if you're like, "Oh, I need grenades because I might encounter bad guys," she'll be like, "No, you don't need grenades."
I want to see big explosions and show off.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, she will approve that. So you can take the regular shotgun, or I think it's the A2 pistol.
Yeah, we will take the shotgun.
All right. Do you have access to
Weapons. Ranged. I assume it's like a rifle. Is that the gauge pump action?
Yes.
Sweet.
I believe it's the
I have
Armat, right?
I have
Armat
requested
model.
well.
Yep.
Okay. Also, all your guns start with 2 reloads. And when you requisition one like that, Sean, you'll get 2 reloads with it as well.
Sweet.
I have a request as well.
Okay.
Mother, I request the 100-barrel incinerator unit for close quarters combat on the mine atmosphere.
Oh yeah, that she will easily give you to swap out for the grenade launcher instead.
I gotta swap it?
Yeah, you can only have one
can't-
attached to the gun at a time. Like it
I can
detaches
always-
and you put the other one on.
I mean, I could carry both of them.
I mean, you
I have
could.
a backpack, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I might need both.
okay.
I don't
Give me-
disagree, Eric.
I didn't tell Mother I was gonna give something up.
Well,
I will accept
she-
trade for this.
she's basically is like she's only gonna let you take one attachment. So she's basically like hand in the grenade launcher and you get the flamethrower unit.
All right, I'll take the incinerator unit.
Okay. No problem. Anyone else?
Well, I'm just gonna let you know that I'm leaving the ghillie suit and the electroshock grenades in my footlocker.
Okay. No
I'll
problem.
leave the M5. Probably don't want to
No,
take down.
no
mine.
RPG. You don't want to take down the rest of the mine.
Last resort.
Well,
Okay.
possible gas leak sounds like
Nobody's getting out.
These 4 characters are kind of boring.
Mother, I need you to wake up the backup crew out of cryo, please.
I'll take a poke.
All right.
Try to get some M40s. Yeah. Mother request 2 M40 HEDP grenades.
What's your reasoning?
Small quarters combat. Enemy may be closer together.
You put the same thing as everybody. It's like copying his answers from his test.
I bring everyone over. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, guys, listen. This is how you kind of cheat Mother, right? Well, why do you need it? Nub, 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 nub.
Yeah, she's like denied. Explosives inside close quarters mine, highly discouraged.
Also, I had a question.
Yes.
Is my rifle two-handed or one-handed?
The rifles are two-handed.
Am I able to use it with the riot shield? Like, do the riot shields have like?
That's a good question.
Mounts on them or something?
Do they use riot shields at all in the military?
I mean, not
In
really.
your experience? Okay.
I mean, I haven't. They might have some like training.
Does it say anything in the description?
I was thinking like Space Marine breacher shields, how they have like the rest on them.
Yeah. Let's see.
Nice.
I don't know what these look like though.
Well, this is used by colonial marshals as well as Marines, and I don't think colonial marshals would have something like that. I think it's meant to be like SWAT team riot shield, and I would say you tell me, Eric, because you've actually served. Is it feasible to fire an assault rifle with one hand and have any semblance of control or aim?
No, but I was thinking my flamethrower, my incinerator unit, to like use that as like a
Yeah, that
Rest.
you could. Yeah, Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it has like a slot in the side where you can kind of
Yeah, I
adjust
don't-
it as like an aiming.
It doesn't have that. That would be something custom you'd have to have done or get made or something.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think standard. It's meant to be. It's meant to be like that and a sidearm.
Okay, so I would need to request a pistol.
Yeah. I would say. Yeah, you couldn't fire an assault rifle with one hand and like hope to hit anything.
Okay.
But yeah, she'll give you the sidearm. That's no problem.
Okay. Which one would I request?
Is the
Just the service pistol?
yeah, the A2, I think, or M2.
M4? A3?
Sure. Yeah, it
Sounds about right.
One of those letters and numbers. Yeah. Yeah, that's the standard
try,
pistol for the Marines. Yep. Go ahead.
Can I try a knife and I'll put reason being possible ammo depletion
Yes, she will give you a knife. No problem.
and cutting torch for possible sealed entryways that need to be breached.
Oh yes, yes, she'll definitely give you that.
I will
Sweet.
request the polymer climbing rope.
Ooh,
Yes.
There are pits.
Yes, she'll give you that.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
All right. Well, if that is it, you guys make your way to the hangar, and that is where we're going to take our break because we are over our halfway point a little bit here. So we will be back in just a moment, listeners. Grab some Dr. Pepper, and we'll be back, and we will get started with Operation Deep Shaft.
Oh,
Bro,
That's what it's called.
robbing deep shaft.
That's what it's called. It's because you're in a mine, okay? Can
It's
we
because
not
we're
yeah,
going
yeah.
in deep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
the deepest.
Oh my god.
deep shafting. Got it.
Oh, it's great.
This isn't just the tip. We're going in deep.
I hate all of you. I hate all of you. You're hit by a nuke, game's over, goodbye.
Operation Deep Shaft. Just the tip. Amazing.
Alright. Okay, listeners, viewers, we're back. I've got coconut Dr. Pepper in one hand. And
Ooh, baby.
I've got my dinner in the other. My little Huel case with some we got mac and cheese tonight. It's fucking delicious.
Nice.
Not bad for
Her fuel's pretty good.
It is, man.
Yeah, my coworker does it.
It's only this cup is 400 calories. It's 2 scoops, and it's gotten to the point now where this usually fills me up. I've tried all their different flavors for their instant meals, and about half of them are really good. The other half just don't really have any taste, so probably not going to get those again. But
I remember trying Huel like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was just like meal shakes. And I gave it a shot. And It was just so bland and tasteless.
no, they've got so much more now. You know, they've got
Okay.
They've got they've got like 9 or 10 different types of protein shake powder. They've got instant meals. They've got like green shakes. They've got basically like noodle cups, like ramen, but not ramen, like actual food.
Okay.
Those are good too.
Damn.
And they're
good.
the stuff I get, it comes in a bag, and then you scoop the stuff out. So it's like it's the powder, which is all the spices and flavoring, and then in this case, this one's mac and cheese, so it's like actual like noodles, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then there's also like there's some that have like lots of like quinoa in them. There's curry flavored things. Some are good, some aren't that good. But all the pasta stuff is fantastic. And
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a try.
yeah, man, you get when you sign up, the discount, like you get a bag, and a bag is like I think 8 meals, so that's like a week's worth of meals basically, and it's like I don't know, it's $27 to $32 something like that per bag. So
We
it's
should
not
reach
bad.
out and see if they'll sponsor us.
It'd be nice, yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm down 41 pounds, so
Yeah, congratulations,
going.
man.
keep going. Yep.
Now it's time to start taking roids and start bulking up.
Yeah, well, I've been cranking up my workouts a little bit too, so I'm I'm feeling it. I'm getting better. I did 800. I did 400 crunches and 400 bicycle kicks as part of my workout last night, in addition to
God
all the
damn.
arm stuff. So I'm getting there. In the morning, because I tend to lay on my stomach, so in the morning, like, my stomach's nice and flat. I can start to see just a little bit of those obliques, man. I'm like, oh yeah, that's.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
What are you?
yeah.
Where you been, buddy?
I'm not gonna lie, I do look at myself in the mirror from time to time now. I'm like, oh yeah, if there's just the right lighting, you just see it, like, yeah, like, okay, I can get behind this.
Amazing.
I can get behind this. Or if I'm just when I do I have
Shoulder press.
I have different I have dumbbells with you change the weights on them, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got those.
And yeah, when I do the shoulder press, especially, I can see it all in the shoulders. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the stuff right there.
That's what
So-
we want. Yeah.
Also, my fan is not on high enough. Hold on here. It's fucking hot.
I'd work out, but I'm just enjoying all this self-loathing too much. It's great. I highly
Yeah.
recommend it.
I'm
You
sure
can
the
talk.
work in the backyard is workout.
It's one of the only
Yeah, if you want a
things.
good dad bod, just do a fuck ton of yard work all the time.
Yeah. It's one of the good things that's come out of this whole divorce is I've become much healthier now that I can control all the stuff that I consume, and I'm starving half the time, but I can't eat sweets if they're not in the house. So just don't buy
That's how
it,
you do it,
and then you're never tempted. So
right?
yeah. But it's all the diet and willpower. Anyway, listeners, viewers, sorry about that. Little side note there. But anyway, we're back. Something I did not point out to you guys that I just noticed in my notes here. In this particular mission, you guys are given some extra gear. You are all going to get assigned a Mark 35 compression suit. And you're also going to get 2 of the harpoon guns. And then they're going to give you 6 additional med kits. That's mostly because they think there's going to be injured people on site. So to help out with that. So please take that extra gear and split it up however you'd like. But everybody should get a compression suit.
Oh, well, that's gonna encumber me. Shit.
Yes, it is. And in this particular mission, if you guys wish, you can take the APC. It's up to you guys.
Well, we could store shit in the APC. That might not be a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna take one of the harpoons.
Okay.
Wait, didn't we find that armor shouldn't weigh anything? Is that not a thing?
You're thinking Warhammer.
Okay.
Oh my god, this Dr. Pepper is fucking life-changing. I can feel my soul returning to my body. It smells so good. Oh god, I love coconut so bad. Oh my god, it's so good.
Which med kits should we grab?
Just the personal med kit, like the one you guys have. So, just take 6 extras.
Who's got extra room?
I guess I will leave my scoped rifle in the footlocker then, because we're probably not going to be doing it at extreme range.
It doesn't
Yeah, if
let
we
you
take an
change the
APC, I'm gonna-
quantity.
You have to take 6 individual ones and
Separate
put them.
ones.
Yeah. And again, you can put that stuff in your footlocker to represent if you're leaving it on the ship, or if you're going to leave it in the APC, for example, or in the dropship. It's just that this is stuff they're giving you guys, and you guys all know if they tell you to take something, just take it, even if you're not going to use it. You're like, why the fuck do I need this thing? You just take it, so nobody gives you any shit.
I
If we
took
don't use it, we get to keep
compression
it.
Because if you don't take it, and it's like, man, if only we had a med kit, we could have saved that colonist. They're going to be like, you fucking idiots. What did you do? What did
I'll
you
take,
do?
2 of the med kits, so you guys just need 4 across you.
I took 1. So
There's 3 left.
I'm already encumbered. I can take 2 if you want me to.
I'll take another one, so I'll have 3 on me.
Yeah, I've got 3 on me, and I took 2 of the 6.
I took
Eric
one
took
of
2
the
of the
2
6.
harpoons.
Okay, so I'll just take one then.
Dude, Eric, that fucking harpoon gun is becoming like your personal trademark item at this point. Every game we play, you end up with one.
It's
It's the tits.
sure.
Bring a harpoon
And
gun.
that one's 0 reloads, right? I get 1 shot.
Whoops.
And hope it works out.
Sorry.
You can take extra reloads if you want. It doesn't say here, so I assume you get two with it. Base.
Okay.
Does the compression suit go over our armor or replace it?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because this looks like a whole suit from what I'm reading here.
Yeah, this is a spacesuit.
So that we don't die if there's like a gas leak.
But it has a real
That's your guess.
shit armor rating.
I assume, yeah, it's only 2 armor.
I'm looking at the Mark 35. It's armor rating 5.
Oh, that's the Mark .5 then. I grabbed the wrong one.
Yeah, it's the 35.
For the
Oh, yeah.
compression suit?
Yeah, standard issue for the Colonial Marines. The Mark 35 is an unfortunately bulky combat pressure suit with a cumbersome recycler unit. You want to be careful wearing one of these in a fight, as the hard joints tend to seize up with extreme motion. While the inexpensive suit offers full protection from the vacuum of space, you have to spend time in a decompression chamber after spacewalking in one. Basically, this suit sucks, but if the choice is a Mark 35 or the cold of space, shut up and suit up. Armor rating 5, air supply 4, heavy item.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it's -1 agility while you're wearing it.
Ooh.
Well, I feel like that would take over
Yeah.
the N3 armor.
Yeah. So I'm just putting the N3 armor in my locker. I'll leave it on the APC.
Luckily, it's only 1 worse armor than your actual armor, so it's
Right,
not.
it's
terrible.
2 kilograms compared to the armor's 1.
Well, yeah, it's a full spacesuit, man. Like,
I understand. I'm just, we're weighing the goods and the bads.
you've seen an astronaut, right? They're not the most nimble people on Earth when they're in those fucking huge
How
ass
dare you?
suits.
American astronauts are so fucking nimble. We do leaps and bounds over those Russian cosmonauts, okay?
I mean, that's
Yeah,
true.
where's your patriotism, man?
Exactly. Come on.
Go
We're the
America.
UA, we're not the UPP.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Coming again to save the motherfucking day. All right. Are you guys done with your gear? Can we play the game now?
Hey, we were done with our gear before. You just told us a bunch of new shit.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Question. Is high-tech spacesuit must have a light, right? Do I really need a shoulder light?
The shoulder light is attached to your armor. And yes, the pressure suit would have a light on it.
Oh. Okay, so I then have to remove that too.
We don't need the shoulder lamp because that's a whopping 5 kilograms there.
That's a half a kilogram?
If I was gonna say 5 kilograms, it's twice as heavy as the suit.
0.5.
The guy's
Half a kilogram.
he's dragging like a fucking strobe light to like a fucking truck with him. Do we need the light, guys?
I'm bringing the party. I'm bringing
Da-na-na-na-na.
the party.
Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Easy there, Sandstorm.
Yeah. Hey, nice. Yeah.
Come on.
DDR back in the day.
Wasn't it
Well,
Darude?
yeah, I'll have to leave
right?
the
Yeah,
my
Darude, yeah.
sidearm and my cutting torch on the APC as well.
Do you need
Should
me to
not be
carry
encumbered.
something? I have like 1 kilogram till I'm unencumbered, so if you have something you need carried, I can hold it.
Cutting torch or sidearm? What do you think?
What's your normal weapon?
A pulse rifle.
Yeah, probably take the cutting torch then, because I think Bunnilla has a cutting torch or something too. So as long as both teams have them.
I do not.
Oh,
So we'll definitely need at least one.
But you have, like, a
if you want to
maintenance
carry the
bag?
cutting torch, I'll take that out of my footlocker.
okay.
Now I have Sandstorm in my head.
Yeah, it's a great song. It gets you pumped.
Okay. We good to go?
I think so. I'd say yes.
All right. So, what we see now is you guys are suiting up. We have a montage, one might say. You guys are suiting up like the badasses you are. You got all this equipment. You know, you got your guns, your spacesuits, med kits, harpoon guns, you know, the important shit. And as we're seeing this in our movie, we hear AC/DC's Thunderstruck begin to tune up. Because that is what Weaver is getting sound up on her dropship. The three of you are used to this. This is new for you, Cruz. You see that she has jury-rigged an extra speaker in the back where you guys sit. Clearly not regulation. So there's the regular speaker system, and then she's jury-rigged like a speaker. She's just like hung up in the corner. You could see like the fucking wires going into the cockpit.
Amazing.
And you see Roy is there. He's doing some pre-flight checks, and she's got her bomber jacket on. She's got the helmet with the cool shades. She's chewing some gum, waiting for you guys. And she's in the cockpit getting everything started and fired up. You guys load up into the APC, which then can load up into the dropship. So I guess that means your driver is with you as well. We'll say he's there just in case we have a backup NPC. So that's your guy, right, Sean?
Yeah.
What's his name? Broderick Johnson?
Yep.
All right, so Johnson is in the seat of the APC, driver's seat, and you guys load up. And despite the fact that you're in the APC, you can still hear the music blaring. As a matter of fact, you guys can tell because you're in the APC. The three of you are used to this. You hear her turn up the music, and you know that it's probably deafening if you were actually in the passenger compartment there. And everything's loaded up. We see the opening, the bottom of the ship opens up, so now the dropship is lowered. It's basically hanging in space. And just as we hear them fire up, Thunderstruck, the ship goes spiraling and cascading from the Tambatam. You guys all feel it as the motion just takes your stomachs from your gut up into your throat. And you guys can hear Weaver over the comms like, woo, you know, just shouting. And on the way down, as she's doing like barrel rolls and shit, she does not make it a straight flight. Cruz, would you please, because you've never encountered this before.
First time for sure, yeah.
Would you please give me I think a stamina test here would be appropriate.
Oh, man. Okay. Oof.
Okay.
I'm gonna push.
Are you sure? You're just going to gain a point of stress if you fail this. So.
Oh.
I
I'll
don't
push
know.
anyway, because I want a success. Wow.
So you gain 2 points of stress in total then. Because you're just so shocked at what's happening, and then you start buckling in even harder. You check your harness 3 times, and you're getting bounced around. Your head is banging up against your helmet, up against the harness, and the other 3 of you see this, and Cruz looks like he's in a panic right now, and you guys can hear Weaver just belting out over the comms with the song, and she's got an okay voice. And you do hear Herschel also chiming in with the words to the song, but he sings it with absolutely no modicum of musical inclination. It's just monotone throughout. So you can hear Weaver, she's like actually singing, then he's like, and we are thunderstruck, and it's like the most flat monotone shit ever. And that's what we see as your ship goes flying away from the Tambatan down towards the planet. And it is here where we will move to a new map, and we will make sure that you guys can see. Global illumination, please. Why is that not working? Oh, there it is. It's in the top left. Sorry, it's like really zoomed out. You guys gotta drag the map.
Oh. Okay.
Let me fix that. Okay. Yeah, I had to resize all the maps, go figure, because like the tokens were super tiny, as usual.
Yeah.
So you guys begin to descend, breaking atmosphere, and eventually soaring over Grandi Colony, and eventually making your way towards Sonderdach Mine. Now, the colony is quite a distance away from the mine. I think it's about 50 to 100 kilometers away. But obviously up here you guys can see it. And it's like a dome, because this planet, obviously you guys can tell when you see the dome, it's clear this planet probably doesn't have an atmosphere. So it's like a clear man-made dome that you can see through, and that surrounds the colony itself. So it's like a big bubble that acts like as a to hold in a man-made atmosphere. You do see there is an atmospheric processor here, but it's very obvious that it has not terraformed the planet completely. So probably still in the process of that. Eventually, you guys are flying overhead. You're flying over this this colony that you see, or this is the actual area of the mine itself. This is the installation of the surface. And I'm going to share another image with you guys here so you guys can kind of see from a side view, because this installation is all built on the side of a hill. So let me make sure that's all set. Yeah. So you can see at the top right, you can see all the buildings, okay? That is what you guys saw in the previous map. So you can see it's on the side of this hill, and it's not a flat surface like the map shows. So you can see the mine head here, that's the building that you enter the mine shaft into. That's where the elevator is. And then it's attached to a refinery by this massive conveyor belt where the ore goes from the mine head to the refinery. These three buildings on the side of the hill here, if you go back to the other map, that is these three buildings right here. The landing pad, the garage, and then this other building just to the north there. And then you can see, here's the refinery, here's the mine head, and here's the conveyor belt that attaches them. So in that side picture, you can't see any of these buildings up here on the north side of the map because they're on the other side of the hill. So the refinery and the mine head are kind of at the top of the hill, and then on either side of the hill you have the landing pad, and then the dormitory buildings and all that stuff.
So did you say the mine is 100 to 150 kilometers or just meters?
This installation that you're looking at is about 100 kilometers from the actual colony.
Okay.
The colony is in a dome. This area is
right.
not. This area is open to the outside atmosphere.
Okay. Gotcha.
Obviously, you guys are headed towards this landing pad. And that is where you guys come screaming in through the atmosphere. And you can see, as you guys are nearing the landing pad, there are three other Cheyenne dropships, just like yours. Two of them they're painted white, which you guys would probably all recognize as marking them out as a medical vehicle. The other one is completely black. Everybody can give me I would say a wits roll And Sean, your character will be at -2 for this.
Okay, so I'm not gonna roll it. It's my wits is 2.
One success, good old stress dice.
Okay. For those of you who passed, this looks like some sort of special ops or some sort of special military team. You're not sure what because it has no markings on it, but to you it indicates some sort of special forces. Whether it's a black ops unit or, like a Delta squad, something of that nature. It's clearly something not very common, but those of you that pass recognize that. Eventually, you guys make it down to the landing pad after an assortment of 80s power and hair metal. And Weaver, as always, is in good spirits. And she lands. Pretty good landing. You don't really feel much of it. And she says, "All right, kids, we are here. Looks like, it's like every other fucking shithole colony. It's cloudy with a chance of disappointment. And we got 2 medical ships down here. And, something else that looks like, I don't know. It's black. And, this is your captain speaking. I hope you've had a wonderful flight. Please choose Helio Airlines again." And at that, you hear the back ramp drop, and you guys are able to drive the APC out. And as you do, actually before that even, she says, "Hey, Sarge," talking to you, Adam. You might want to get out on foot. We got a whole mess of guests here. And they, don't open the ramp. You're going to run some people over.
Roger that. All right, boys, we're on foot.
Cruz undoes all the buckles and shakily gets to his knees. And he is just muttering in Spanish. Dios mío, mías.
Tell them to get out of the way. We're not here to save them.
You guys might or may not notice, but O'Connell's asleep.
Well, I'm gonna knock you on the back and be like, "Hey, Doc's here if you need to tell him about your bad dreams."
Oh, we're there. We're there. Oh.
Yeah, you're
What
walking.
miss?
You're carrying this
shit.
shit.
So Chris,
Right. What's going on? Why can't we take the APC, Sarge?
Anybody who wants, you can easily open the door to the cockpit, and then you can see out the cockpit itself. And there's probably like a camera or 2, I would imagine, on the outside of the ship. There is a group of, it looks like, at least 20 to 30, looks like miners, you're guessing, roughnecks. They're all in compression suits, and they have started to gather around your particular dropship, and you can see other people gathering around the other dropships as well. Clearly looks like they are looking for help or trying to get off the planet or on your ship. I mean, they're not like armed, or they're not like a stampeding mob, but it's obvious these people are, they see you as
Sure,
a
you
way
want
off
to walk
this
through
planet.
that?
I don't think we should drive through them, right?
You want to push your way through with all your gear?
Let's just talk to them, see what's going on. Make sure they understand we're not taking any guests.
Yeah, we're not taking any hitchhikers on this. We're on a mission. Gonna open up the side door to start heading on out.
All right,
Okay.
Sarge. On you.
All
Tell him to
right.
get out of the way.
You do, and you're instantly hit by this wave of noise as people start shouting and basically kind of running up to you. None of them are like trying to force their way past you, but it's very clear that these people like see your ship as a way to get off this planet. It seems like they're not too rowdy now, but you think if it keeps going this way that things might get out of hand. Let's get some better music here.
So what's going on out here, folks? What's with all the ruckus?
No one in particular is really answering you. You can just, everyone's talking at once. They're saying, get us out of here. We got hurt people. Oh, thank God you're here. Help's finally here. It's very clear that they either knew you guys were coming, or they just assumed that you're here to take care of them. And it's general confusion.
Hey, dock's that way. I point to the other ships.
Oh, there's groups around those ships, too. All 4 ships have groups around them. Although you do notice that there's really nobody near the black ship. That seems to be given a wide berth.
I'm going to fire a shot into the air, try to get some people's attention.
All right. Please give me a command roll at plus...
That's not what I'm good at.
Plus 3.
He said I was trigger happy.
I'm not shooting at them.
Plus 3.
Two successes.
Yeah, people instantly back away. A couple people scream.
I'll hang on to that success for something similar in the future here, because I'm not empathetic very much.
Okay. And you see people at the other ships as well start to chill the fuck out. And things get
Listen
back
to the
control.
Lodge, he's trying to talk to you.
All right, people, clear out. Go to your designated ships, but not this ship. We ain't taking nobody with us. We're just here to go save whatever's in the mine. So get out of the way. We'll make you get out of the way.
People begin to listen and begin to make their way towards the other 2 groups by the medical ships. It seems they're now starting to realize that those 2 are clearly medical ships and your guys is not. And as this is happening, you see eventually making his way from this building, you see a man in a Weyland-Yutani uniform. He's probably about 5.5 feet tall. You can tell he's of Asian descent, probably Japanese by his look. He's got neatly combed back black hair, and he's got a small little mustache, and kind of bags under his eyes. Average sized guy, and he's kind of making his way towards you, and he kind of raises his hand to try to get your guys' attention. And he's making his way up to your ship.
Hey, Sarge, maybe we can get the APC out now. Tell him to back off.
All right, it looks like they're clearing out, so let's go and get it out. I'll stay out here and see what this guy wants.
All right, so Weaver lowers the ramp. Johnson begins to pull the APC out onto the landing pad. And you guys are free to either get in or put other stuff in there, or whatever you want. In the meantime, the man approaches, and he says, "Oh, thank goodness, you must be the Marine contingent that was sent to help." And let's see, what does he have here? Let's do a roll here. Doesn't look like he really knows who's who or who's in charge. So we're just gonna kind of randomly roll here to see who he approaches. He approaches Scaarr. So he says, "Are you the one in charge here, soldier?"
No, that'd be the Sarge over here.
He looks. He's like, "Oh, my mistake. He's got a noticeable Japanese accent when he speaks, but he's not like hard to understand or anything. And he walks over and he says, "My apologies, Sergeant." He says, "Ken Ishigara. I'm the Weyland-Yutani coordinator here, trying to get everything under control. I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you for coming so quickly.
Yeah, no worries, man. What's the situation? I want all the details. That way, my men and I are prepared for anything that's possibly going to be going down there.
Of course, great. Yeah, happy to hear it. He says, he's like, there was a collapse in the mine. As far as we can tell, they hit a gas pocket when they were setting up the new shaft, and there was, some sort of explosion which caused a cave-in. We've got 62 wounded just up here topside alone, and we've still got 37 miners that are unaccounted for, and 8 of your Marines aren't accounted for as well. We assume they're still all in the mine somewhere. Wounds are everything from broken bones, crushed limbs, lacerations, concussions. There's probably been some deaths as well, but we haven't been able to really get into the mine yet. We're trying to deal with everything up here and trying to reestablish communications with anyone who might be down below.
Okay. Do you have a map of the mine and what area you can point out to me that is the collapsed part of the mine?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I've already got some of that underway, and there's a synthetic here as well that is kind of in charge of some of that can help out. He introduces himself again, and he introduces himself to the 4 of you, the other 3 of you as well. I gotta check my notes here. Which where is it? Locations. That's probably it. Okay, so he points up the hill, and he points at this building here, and he says, if you want to bring your vehicle, I can bring you up to the command center. I can kind of give you a layout of the grounds as we get up there.
Oh, sounds good to me. Let's load up.
All right. So, he waits, and, he gets on board with you guys, and he seems to kind of be standing near the sergeant while this is all going on. And Johnson begins to drive you guys up this path here. This is like a road right here. So he points, and he points out, he's like, so that's a service garage over there. Various equipment and things like that. Heavy machinery for repairs, a couple power loaders and things like that. He points to this. He's like, this is a restaurant bar for the union workers here. Union members only. It's called Mori Mori. A lot of people there right now trying to drink away their sorrows and everything, or just hanging out. And then he points out, the refinery and the mine head. He says, the mine head up there on the left, he's like, that's where the central shaft is. There's an elevator lift to bring down Cruz and equipment. They send them down usually 10 at a time for their shifts. There's also an ore basin catcher device. So when they get ore out of the mine, it goes in there, it comes up, and then they can load it up onto that conveyor belt, which you guys are now driving under. And it takes it over to the refinery there, where they process it to all the various things. You guys get up to this point where there's this T intersection. He points to the right, and you see Johnson kind of slows down so he can kind of keep giving his tour. And he says the road there heads off to the actual colony itself, but it's a bit of a distance away, so it's a little bit of a drive. But you guys can see it in the distance, because there's really nothing else on this planet. No trees or anything like that. He points here, he's like, that's the tunnel entrance. It's big enough to bring vehicles down into the mine, but we can't get through right now because of the cave-in. We don't know how many levels have been damaged at this point, but there's 6 sub-levels to the mine. As they've mined out floors, they've opened up new ones below it. So the first 4 floors have been completely mined out at this point. They're working on sublevels 5 and 6. And then you guys pass this machine bay, and he just points that out as well. He's like, another repair shop if they need to bring vehicles or heavy equipment to be repaired. He's like, I've actually got there's extra mining equipment, pumps, jacks, generators, wagons, power loaders, anything you need to repair. There's extra power packs in there for some of the vehicles and things like that. And he's like, I've actually got a what is it called? He's like, I've got a company hover tread with me as well. Makes easy to transport materials down there. I don't think your APC is going to be able to fit much beyond that front entrance. The tunnels do get a lot tighter, but we can fit smaller vehicles in there, so we've got the hover tread if you guys need it. You're more than welcome to use it. He points out the dormitories. That's, where the miners, on site stay. Typical, it's cramped, not very comfortable, but place to relax, when they're not back at the colony. They come in for, I think it's like a month-long shifts, like rotations, and they stay here rather than having to drive back and forth. It's kind of a distance. And then there's a air pump scrubber over here. That's the ventilation shaft where they pump in fresh air to get to the lower levels of the mine. It's got a decent ventilation system that goes through each floor, at least to get new air down there. It's not great, but it's, better than nothing. And then the mine control itself right here. This is what we're using as our operations room. There's offices in here, meeting rooms and things like that. The comm station, you can see the comm dome, the comm dish on top. He says, general manager has her office here and stuff as well. And this is where we've set up, kind of everything that's going on. And he's like, that other building, I was told it's obsolete old storage they don't really use anymore. So, that's the layout of the place so far. I can show you maps of the mine when we get inside.
Alright, let's get to it.
Okay. Does anybody ask him any other questions on the ride there, or just wait to get inside? Sweet. Great.
Just wait, but I did have a question.
Okay.
So, in the normal game, your signature item can only be used like once an act, right? How does that work in like missions?
Once a session, I believe.
Oh, okay. Once a session. Then on the ride there, I'm going to use my signature item to undo one of my failures of stress.
Okay.
From the ride down here.
I'll double check that.
Okay.
If it's different and you want to change that next week, we can. I think it's every session, but I'll double check. So.
Cool.
Because I have yet to play in a campaign either. So. We'll see.
Yeah, it's all new information here. So, as he's kind of riding over, he's getting his bearings again and settling his stomach from the upsetting loop-de-loops that Weaver ran him through, and just reaches up and grabs his bullet casing necklace. Focuses himself.
Mr. Ishigara, he's learned your names at this point, and he says, are you okay, Mr. Cruz?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Our pilot likes to apparently do some tricks while she's flying, so
Yeah, it's a good
my
time.
first time with her.
Well, how much time is it going to be between here and going in the tunnel? Like, if we've got 10 minutes, then we can relieve that stress pretty quick.
The drive is it's probably less than 5 minutes. I mean, it's going slow because Johnson is slowing down, so this guy can kind of give you a tour as you're making your way there. But it's just a few minutes to get there, so.
Okay.
breather
I could look. I'm metagaming a little bit to save your personal item, but I look over at the Sarge. I'm like, Sarge, when we get there, maybe we can take a breather to collect ourselves. I think the rookie over there is not too used to our driving.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I know what you're talking about, and I understand our rookie here doesn't have the gut to handle such roller coasters. But you think our men that are missing have 10 minutes?
No, guys, don't worry about me. I'm
I
good.
mean, it's 10 minutes,
10
who's
minutes
to
is a
say?
lot of air. So we shouldn't waste any time.
I'm
Don't
pretty
take
sure she
anything on
can
my
get a
account.
speaker down here. I've seen the way she works. Let's keep this party going.
All right. Let's go.
And he'll throw a look towards O'Connell, kind of like, thanks, man. But I got it.
He
Round
kind
by
of, this is
fire.
like, okay, a gesture up.
Yeah, so you see him fiddling with his necklace, probably in a similar way that you fiddle with your rabbit's foot, and that we see the Sarge from time to time with his necklace as well. So you guess, O'Connell, that bullet casing around his neck probably has some sort of sentimental value. Eventually, you guys get up to the command, the mind control here. They park the APC just outside, and unless you tell Johnson to do something, Adam, we're going to assume he stays in the APC, because just like in the second film, have you seen Aliens, the second film?
It's been a long time.
Do you remember when they're in the APC the first time they go into the processor and they've got all the screens that shows each Marine's camera and their vital signs? So they can.
Right.
So every APC has that set up. It's like, the front has the driver and then the co-driver, the gunner seat, and then in the middle there's the station with all the computers against one of the walls opposite the door. And then there's a seat or two there for, like, the officer, which in this case is you. That's where you'd be sitting. And then the back half is the seats for the rest of the squad. And I think it's 8 or 10 seats. The APC can carry, I think, 10 to 12 people around. So you have that, and it's set up, because normally your normal armor, and we'll assume your suits, because they're military suits, they have a video recorder, so you can see what that Marine is looking at, and then it also shows their vital signs. So you would see there's a little bit of an elevated heart rate with Cruz, and maybe slightly with O'Connell because of his nightmare that he had. But nothing out of the ordinary, especially for the rookie, first day jitters sort of thing is what you kind of chalk it up to. But nobody's flatlining or, has like a 200,
Yes.
MB or, beats per minute. Nothing like that.
So Cruz doesn't have like an aneurysm and die on the ship?
Not yet. Not yet.
There's still time.
Just
The
wait.
night's young.
Yeah, just wait. Dude, we still got like 35 minutes, man. All sorts of shit that can happen.
Don't fucking test me, Sean. You will die.
Just wait till you're rolling for those permanent mental traumas. Oh, I can't wait.
Ooh, super excited.
Can't wait.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a good time.
So, you will assume Johnson stays in here, and he'll monitor you guys, and then you guys have comms to each other and to him. You guys will assume you guys can do, just like in most of our games, you can do private channels to each other or an open channel for everybody. Okay, interior of this particular building does not really matter. So, you guys get inside, and it's a set of offices. There's a big meeting room, there's an ops planning room, and then there's a comm room in here as well, like a radio room. It's got the door currently shut. You see there's a couple individuals in here. You're assuming probably supervisors of some sort, maybe union reps, things like that. You see an android who's wearing overalls marked with Wayland Yutani. And you guys recognize he's a typical android model. It's a Hyperdyne's model, so I don't know which one he looks like, but we'll assume you guys have seen this model before. And it looks like they've got a table in the middle with a bunch of old school paper maps pulled out. clearly schematics and things like that of the mine. And then they have an actual control station with various cameras, 2 different sections of the mine, and things like that. At a glance, you can see that a lot of the cameras show rubble, scattered equipment, lots of dust, making the already kind of subpar cameras even harder to read. You even see a crashed vehicle or 2 in one. But you guys can look at that later if you wish. When you guys enter, the android, clearly synthetic, turns to you guys, and he nods to Ishigara, and then he steps forward. He says, "Hello, my name is Gibson. I am the mine controller here of the facility, and I have been instructed to inform you that our manager, General Manager Mystery, wanted me to tell you that," and he actually does this with his hands, he goes, "the Colonial Marines will not be needed and their presence is unwelcome here." And then he puts his hands down, he kind of blinks, and then he says, "Now that that's out of the way, how can I be of service?"
I'm welcome, party.
Sergeant Schmidt here. You say we're not needed?
I am simply telling you what the manager wished for me to tell you. But
Where's
now
your
that
manager?
she has gone into the mine, I will point out, against my suggestions. I told her we should wait for more professional assistance, such as yourselves, but she seemed in quite a hurry. So, as I said, now that the corporate nonsense is out of the way, I'm happy to have you here and more than happy to assist. So, please, can we get started? Would you like to get started?
Yeah, let's get it going. I got Marines down there, and I'm sure your people need help as well.
Yes, absolutely. So, he starts pointing out some various things on the mine. At this point, he would give you guys access to this map. He says, well, as you can see here, Sergeant, our mine here is 6 sublevels. The first 4 sublevels, as you can see, have been mined out over the years. So we've built further and further down as the years have gone on. Sublevels 5 and 6 are actively being used to mine ore from the ore body. We have a central shaft here that has our lift elevator, which can get us down to any level. That includes the ore bin, which also comes up that main shaft as well, and then we can send the ore to the refinery. The tunnel entrance here descends down. Your APC will be unable to fit. It's far too large of a vehicle, but smaller vehicles, power loaders, things of that nature, we can get in there no problem. And the lowest level, which the rest of the crew refer to as the basement, has a new sublevel we've been starting to mine out. That's the secondary shaft here that you see. And then at the very bottom of the elevator shaft is where the ore bin normally rests. And you can see we have a secondary little shaft here that's labeled as the ore pass. There's a section on each level when ore is taken out. That is where it is brought. It is dumped into that shaft, and it drops down into the ore bin down here. And once it's filled, the ore bin is then sent up to the surface to be deposited onto the conveyor belt. Also on the basement level, we have the sub pump and water pumps in case there's any flooding in the mine and condensation that naturally accumulates over time. There is also a very small, well, comparatively small ventilation shaft that you can see runs through all the way each sub-level to help provide extra air filtration. I would like to point out that the gravity in the mine is not 100% normal, so it's a little bit trickier than it would be out here. I'm sorry, other way around. That's a GM mistake. We do have artificial gravity in the mine. It's provided by plates in the floor. But with the damage to the various levels, parts of that might be on the fritz. So I would expect varying degrees of gravitational control while you're in there. And then he turns over to the control panel with all the monitors, and he starts going through different monitors. And there's one at least on each level, and you can see, cave-in, wrecked, blocked. You can see there's a couple crashed vehicles on one of the turns here, so you can't even drive down all the way. And you can see that the first two sub-levels weren't attached to the shaft. So because that was the first levels of the mine, the shaft probably didn't even exist back then, so they would just drive crews down there. But as they got deeper and deeper, an elevator shaft became necessary. Yeah, you see on one of the feeds, you can see there's a miner still wearing his helmet, pacing back and forth, holding an axe in his hand. You see sublevels 5 and 6, the feeds are completely out. And Gibson says, I believe, in addition to all the crews that were in there are probably several workers, if not more, trapped in the actual basement. We believe that's where the actual gas pocket was hit. But it shook stability throughout the entire mine, and there's been several more collapses.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have how big do these vehicles? How many people could be in each vehicle that we can send down there?
Let me see what they have. I think they have the little ATVs on this base. Let me double check though. Yeah, it's like ATVs which can carry 2 people, and then they have little wagon things they can clamp on the back of those to drag behind them. So you could probably fit 4 to 6 people crammed in those. And they do have work tractors as well, which can hold a couple people.
The Cruz is riding in the wagon.
I'm a real soldier.
No, he's gonna be on the back of the ATV.
And the wagon we're dragging.
Yeah. I'm gonna request that we borrow 2 of your ATVs to get down there and start searching around.
Oh, of course. Yes, whatever materials you need, if we have access to it, they're at your disposal.
Do we know the manager's name who went down into the mine?
Yes, it's General Manager Cassandra Mystery.
Okay.
Her last name is Mystery?
Mystery.
Mystery, okay.
Yeah. Like Mist, R-Y.
Yeah. Okay. It's her last name is Mystery.
Yeah.
Great.
Mystery, Misery, Ministry.
Yeah, Ministry would be even worse. She's fucking government through and through. She's gonna tax me just for coming to talk to her. I don't want this.
I'm reading over just a few other notes here while you guys are checking what's going on.
Do we know about how long ago she went into the mine?
That is what I am looking for, because I figure you're going to
Okay.
ask that.
Well, yeah, you got me.
Okay, we don't need that. He says she went in shortly after we had learned about the collapse. Again, I cautioned her and advised her to wait, but she seemed determined to do things her way, as she often does.
Okay.
You mentioned gas pockets, right? So you should be worried about discharging our weapons in certain areas, or what kind of gas we talking?
I would advise against it. Well, it's typically sulfate gas from the various ores and minerals down in the mine. They can build up, and unfortunately, even an experienced crew might accidentally find one, especially when you're digging out new areas. You know, you don't always know what's going to be on the other side of a rock that you're drilling through, even with some of our techniques to try to determine what might be there, sonar, things like that, echolocation. Readings are not always accurate or precise, and
But you do have some way to gather readings that maybe we could have, like maybe.
of
some
course,
kind of device.
yes, absolutely.
The
be
sergeant's
great.
fault we got woken up.
I'm sorry.
This is sergeant's fault we got woken up.
Hey, we
Need
need
a
a
speedrun
specialist
down
in
here.
this area. That's why they call us.
I'm gonna actually look to the sergeant and ask, is sulfite gas explosive, or should we not fire any of our weapons, or are the harpoon guns the only option? How does
My
that work?
brand new flamethrower.
All harpoon guns.
Yeah, I don't. Sean personally doesn't know, but he needs to know from the sergeant, who is the CBRN specialist, who has been giving him endless
Have you-
shit. So
have
he
you-
wants to.
I love it. That's great.
I hope we watch your meters.
Sergeant, do you know this? This is something you should know, right? It's a chemical
Yeah,
specialist.
of course.
Sulfite is a chemical based on the periodic table, right?
All right, you need to listen here, you little shit. I know what I'm talking about. All right,
That's
we're
why.
gonna be fine. Don't
That's why I
shoot
go to
none
you,
of those-
Sergeant.
But I got my readings, so I can check if we're good to shoot in the area or not. Otherwise, just try to stick to hand or your harpoon guns. Don't go any crazy board. There's civilians down there.
Roger,
And
Sergeant.
Not only that, but I need a test to make sure that's the only type of gas that's going to be going.
So Sarge, who are we shooting down there?
I didn't want to say it.
Well, hopefully no one, Lance Corporal, says the android. I understand that being professional soldiers and all, that you're ready for combat at a moment's notice, which is noted and appreciated, but I would not expect any sort of hostilities. This is a mining accident, after all. But I would also not expect Marines to show up without their weapons either, so please don't take what I'm saying the wrong way. I'm neither upset that you have weapons nor suggesting that you will need them.
He really pissed in your cornflakes, didn't he?
I'm not the one who shot already.
You see, Gibson actually gives you a smile, and when you say that, Scaarr, he seems to understand the joke.
I'm gonna look at Gibson and ask him. So you're telling me that there is no other possibility of life living underground in terms of creatures?
We have never encountered any sort of indigenous life form here on the mine. No. There's no record of it, and this mine has been in operations for years.
All right, noted. All right, boys, let's saddle up and get going. If you don't mind, Gibson, if you could stock our little wagons at the back of our ETs with some mining gear, just in case that we may need to use it.
Of course. Whatever you need, you're welcome to help yourself. Over in the machine bay will have any and all equipment that we have ready and available. But feel free to take whatever you'd like. And Ishigara says, I'll come with you, Sergeant. I can point out what might be of use. And if you'd like to use my hover tread vehicle, that might be best for what you're trying to do. until we at least clear the path and have an idea where everybody's trapped. You know, then
Okay.
then maybe we can start several convoys with some of the other workers to help move things along.
That sounds like a plan to me. Let's get moving.
Okay.
Yes, sir, Sarge.
At that point, he bids farewell to Gibson, and he comes back with you guys. And you'd probably just walk at this point to the machine bay where he's got his little hovercraft thing waiting for you. And do you guys say or do anything on the way there, or just get to business and start loading up gear?
I'm gonna look to our private here and give him a mean glance of like, don't question me ever again.
I will do the most obnoxious fucking salute. He will bring his hand all the way up, out, and then slam it into his fucking forehead. Sir, yes, sir! Never gonna command against you again, sir! And yeah.
O'Connell, as you guys are walking, Ishigara, kind of falls back. You can tell he doesn't want to be part of, this little tiff between the sergeant and the private. And, you can tell that, he probably has picked up on the fact that, the Lance Corporal's not too happy to be here, and is obviously more of a soldier than a rescue crewman. So he seems to think that you might be a little bit more level-headed. You get the impression. And he says, PFC, correct?
That's right.
He says, I just wanted to thank you all again for being here. Your presence is appreciated. I know this isn't probably something that Marines such as yourselves are used to doing. It's probably not as exciting as, what you've signed up for. But we are all happy that you're here. Maybe the manager isn't, but I certainly am. I honestly, I didn't expect much from the company to begin with, so extra outside help is appreciated, really.
Don't worry, and I've seen enough excitement for multiple lifetimes. A mission like this is a godsend, trust me. And we're here to help.
Well, that's, as I said, it's, I guess you could say I've been around a while, too. I actually served in the Colonial Coast Guard for a number of years. And, well, I'm supposed to be a rescue specialist. My job is to save people and help out in disasters like this. And, upper management seemed more interested in, well, they told me to be on the lookout for metal urns.
Urns?
Yeah.
Like Egyptian, artifacts, or what do you mean urns?
They weren't very specific, but and he kind of lowers his voice. He's like, they seemed to care more about that than the rescue efforts here. I've been around long enough to know when someone is telling me something and when someone is telling me something.
Way you being more concerned about material object than souls is not too unusual, but we'll keep a lookout. That's strange.
I hate to agree with that sentiment, but I've started to realize that over the last few years. It's a shame, really disgusting.
Tell me, you missed the rescue outfits you were in?
Yeah. I'm not excited about the corporate nonsense that I have to deal with, especially in a situation like this when the problem is right in front of us. It's not. This isn't rocket science. Everybody knows what they need to do, yet there's still people that seem to be more interested in other things.
Well, I don't want to overstep rank or anything, I can talk to my Sarge, but I think it might be beneficial if we had, maybe an advisor along the way. Somebody who has their ear with Way U and what they want.
Of course, I'm happy to help, and I'm happy to assist however I can. As a matter of fact, I have a team of 13 med techs. I'm sorry, I have a team of med techs. There's about half a dozen of us, and well, we were planning to come down with you guys once you have once you're ready to proceed. I figured we could split up and cover more ground that way.
That sounds good. It's up to the Sarge, though.
And at this point, you two have probably heard the back end of this conversation. You probably didn't hear the stuff about Weyland-Yutani or the urns, but you probably hear him talking about he's got a team ready to join you guys. And based, Eric, it's up to you whether or not you're listening to this or just going along for the ride. So if you do, you would... You'd hear everything except the urns part unless you make an observation test, because that part he kind of does hush-hush.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I'm kind of listening a little bit.
Okay.
But
So you hear someone, you hear him kind of gripe about the Weyland-Yutani, you hear him talk about his time in the Coast Guard, and then you hear him talk about his team and everything, and everybody, from anything they hear from this guy, gets the impression that he seems like he is really concerned about the injured people there, and he does actually want to help, and he does seem legitimately happy to have some extra help. And you can tell, especially Scaarr, the way that he's talking to all of you, is he is trying to be respectful, and he is trying to acknowledge the fact that characters like Eric might be enjoying themselves more if they were shooting bad guys versus digging through rubble to help people that are caught in a cave-in.
Well, I'm going to double time up to Sergeant. Hey, Sarge, real quick, I was talking to our corporate advisor over here. He used to be a coastie, okay? And he said that he's got a team of medical aid that could go down with us. It might be beneficial for him to tag along with the party with us.
Okay, I agree with this. It's just as long as they understand that we are in charge. If something happens down there, we are the ones that make the final decisions on everything.
Hey, look, I kind of say quietly, I get a little closer. He also mentioned something weird, like something about keeping an eye out for urns, like more like that's Way U's main concern is these artifacts, I'm assuming.
Does he know what these artifacts look like?
He said they were just big urns, so like silver urns, metal urns. It didn't sound like he's ever seen one.
Yeah, you got the impression that they gave him some relatively vague information, whether it's because they don't know or they're trying to keep it vague for him. But you definitely got the impression that, he's concerned about it, and he's not keeping it on the DL because he's trying to be sneaky. He's keeping it on the DL because he's not sure who to share that information with, and he seems conflicted about it for sure.
Just with my archaeology background, would I have any idea what possibly these urns could be?
Give me a wits roll. You will need at least 3 successes.
God damn.
Jesus, okay, well, that answers that.
Whatever conjecture your characters come to.
Sure you don't want to push.
Yeah, you could push.
Do you want to take a dark deal? Oh, wrong game.
The dark deals.
I mean,
Dark deal.
Really
your tears are
those
so
up,
sweet,
haven't
Scott
they?
Malkison.
It's such a dark episode.
I made you eat your parents.
So awful.
He's licking the
Holy
tears
shit.
off his face.
Sky Malcolm's and your teeth are so good. You ate your parents.
That took me back. Wow, you guys are old.
That
Do you
was
remember-
like a two-decade-old episode.
And then do you remember there's like seasons later, there's the episode where he's trying to make up for all the bad he did, and Scott Malkinson, he gives him flowers, he's sitting at his parents' grave all crying and shit. Oh, man.
And then at some point later, he finds out Scott Malkinson's dad is his dad.
Oh, no shit. That one I've missed.
Spoilers, dude. No, just kidding.
It's like 20 years old.
I remember the Denver Broncos were all his dad at one point. The entire Denver Broncos team.
Oh, Cartman's mom. Oh, jeez.
Oh, God, South Park. Don't ever
Aliens.
change. Don't ever change.
Oh, man.
So, about these urns, how convinced do you think these are important to him? Or I should say to these uppers in the mining area.
Well, I mean, I'm to be honest with you, Saj. I'm pretty convinced that he's concerned about the people. He gave it to me as a side note because it seemed weird to him too that they even mentioned it.
Okay. So with that in mind, just let me know if you do see these urns, because I do want to check them out.
Well, I have a theory. So, okay, this is based off of nothing, right? But, normally when corporations want you to keep out for a giant urn-shaped thing, I'm thinking like chemical waste or something like that. Maybe even like stored chemical weapons or just something like that. I don't know. Seems bad to me.
That is also a possibility. I think I'm more intrigued on where these came from, how they got here. That's more what I want to learn.
I just wanted to let you know. He told me, I'm always going to tell you.
I appreciate that. All right.
There's actually another thing that I forgot that he would definitely mention to you during this discussion. At least I think he would. Let me make sure he has this information. Keep discussing. Just a moment.
I guess I'll talk to Lance Corp. Just kind of like elbow him, like, hey, you ever been like on a mission like this, doing rescue and not just shooting targets?
Rescue's less common. That's not quite like this.
Yeah.
I've heard the missions. They come up, I guess. Not sure why we're here.
Okay. Well, still kind of new and figuring out everyone's role. What's your specialty? I know O'Connell just kills things and fixes shit, from what he said.
I keep things down. I stop them from. I pat my shield. I go to the front and you guys stay behind.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Get up close, personal.
I think we'll be good buddies. I was able to convince Mother to give me a shotgun, so if things go down, you and I might be good friends. Is the sergeant normally such a hard ass, or did I do something wrong when I introduced myself?
No, he's a pain in the ass.
Oh, okay. All right. It wasn't just me. Okay. Good. I've been the whole hypersleep over. He was chasing me in my dreams. I was worried it was something I did, but if he's just normally like that, I won't hold it against him.
Everybody is like that.
Everybody.
It's part of the process.
Okay, cool.
You're the new guy. Your shit rolls downhill.
Yeah, and I just got to eat it up, right? Cool. Amazing.
Remember that when we get another new guy.
Oh, I get to shit on him then. That's the rule, right?
That's the rule.
Okay. But for us to get on the new guy, someone would have to leave, right?
Promotions, deaths, the usual way out.
I think I'm good being the new guy. I don't think we need a new guy anytime soon. We'll stick with me. Cool.
Just don't fall down the shaft.
Yes, I will try not to fall into the bottomless shaft that is the mine pit.
Oh, there's a bottom.
The deep shaft?
There's a bottom, and you'll find it.
Obviously, we're in the tip right now, but I don't want anything more than the tip inside me. Yeah. So, what do you want me to call you?
Tagar.
Okay. All right, sounds good, Tagar. You can just call me Alex. What everyone calls me. But if you need to be like formal, I guess Cruz is fine.
You're a private. You'll get called what you get called.
Yeah, that's fair. They just call me shitface, and I'll answer with yes, sir, which is what the sergeant called me at one point. It feels really good. Yeah, I'm here to stay. So, this is a really long ride.
It's you guys are just walking. So, you guys, I don't mind the role play, man. I think it's good to build this up.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Spit up my drink here.
The goal is every time when Scaarr is drinking to make him spit on himself. Yeah, that's the goal.
Need to clean my. Yeah, they came out.
Yeah, nice.
So the transports they have here, they're called they're Weyland-Yutani cargo lifter transport sleds. But of course
That could be an acronym.
The hyperlink in Foundry does not appear to work, so I don't know exactly what they look like, but I'll see if I can find those for later. It looks like I can carry up to 10 people, so that's that. So anyway, you guys get to the machine bay, begin to load up his little hover tread thing with supplies. Is there any other equipment you guys are looking for when you're in here, other than what you have?
What do they use for like digging and blasting?
A
rock.
drill, it'd be nice. Probably we gotta dig people out.
You guys would be able to find out that they had, a diamond-tipped drill that they were using when this accident happened. Up here,
You raise your eyebrow, but you can get that at the hardware store like now.
Oh,
okay.
Jeez. Okay.
I don't go into mining towns. I'm sorry, I'm not an old-timey
this fucking guy. This fucking guy thinks we're in
fucking
Armageddon, right? He's a miner in space.
It's like a basic drill bit. That's how they ever a diamond tip drill bit. You can drill into the concrete.
Wow.
You can go to the core of the earth right now.
Clearly. Wow.
Like, all right, fuck me. I was curious, but I'll just I'll fucking sit over here and just not talk again.
That part I said about education, just shut it down right now. You will learn nothing.
Yeah, we don't like learning or new cool things. It's like, I have gun. I shoot shotgun.
Yeah. You fucking...
You can shoot them out of the flags, yeah.
They also...
Oh, that's actually super cool.
They have... Do not shoot the miners.
I wanted the grenades.
Yeah, do not grenade free the miners, please. They have power loaders as well here.
Do you marksman your buckshot? Is that how that works?
I actually
That's how you
use
hit all your
solid
targets?
slugs. Yeah, I use
like
slugs.
a long scope on your shot.
All right, and the scope.
That's
actually
right.
has
I hit
individual
everything I
pellet
shoot.
alignments. Yeah, it's fucking amazing. My pellet alignment scope is superb.
Anything in the scope might get hit by the shrapnel I fire from my shotgun sniper rifle.
I also have attached the suppressor to my shotgun.
Yeah.
Let's go full old country foreman on these people.
Guy's just got a fucking blunderbuss. Like
It's a long tube filled with sand, and I've wrapped it with a bunch of fucking towels. So we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're ready for next Friday. We're ready.
So good.
Warhammer.
Oh
Warhammer.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ready.
We're making alien futuristic Warhammer blunderbuss.
How,
Oh, boy.
How high elf of you. So, that's what they would generally use are the power loaders, and then they would have various drill devices for actually drilling through stuff. And then it's basic stuff, mining picks and blasting charges and shit like that.
Out of character, because I figured we would all know as a team, who is our heavy machinery person? Do we have one?
I don't think your team really... You guys definitely don't have a dedicated heavy machinery guy.
That's whoever has the highest strength and heavy machinery.
Does anybody have ranks in heavy machinery?
I got 2.
Oh,
All right.
That's good.
There
Okay.
you go. So it's him.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
yeah. No heavy machinery, and my strength is 3, so definitely not me.
I shoot
Unless
things
I'm
on the
really
contract
stressed.
guy. That's kind of it.
Okay.
Okay.
You also... I don't think you have a healer in the group,
No, we don't.
Nope.
which is fucking
I have.
awesome.
Which is
I have
funny
a-
because me and Sean were fighting over the medic at the start, and then we both went totally opposite directions.
Although I do have a fairly high empathy. My empathy is my second highest stat.
I do have med kits.
Yes.
Those are for the miners, not you. Put those back.
We can't
Miners
save the
be
miners if we're dead. So
Yeah, there you
technically,
go.
we're first
Sounds right.
starters.
Yeah, you get down there. Hey, we got you guys out, but we used all the medical supplies getting here, so you'll be
At
dead.
least we
You'll be
can
dead in
take
3
your
hours.
corpse to your family.
Right? There's
you go.
some benefit here.
Hey, it's already canon. You guys don't give a fuck about bringing corpses back to families,
Sergeant
okay?
got roped, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We could drag him back.
Do I need to remind you, last week at Fort Nebraska, you don't even want to bring back your own people. You don't care about these people. Don't even try.
Our sergeant tried.
No, he said
Survivors. Not
look
the-
for survivors, and I specifically said, okay, what do you guys think about all the dead Marines that are out there? Probably, and you were like, eh. So
Okay,
New
that's
York,
fair.
Yeah.
you know.
it's
Not from-
recorded
not from
and
Ariarchus.
it's canon.
I'm from Mexico City, so we
You-
see a fair amount of
it's
corpses.
all-
They're
Also-
a bunch of frontier bumpkins. Who cares?
It's also been determined and canonized, if you had listened to anything I've said in the last 2 sessions, Scaarr, that
You're assuming a lot.
I know. That you guys, your home base was Ariarchus. Was trying to build an emotional tie there.
But I'm
why
new,
I
so
know
I
they're
didn't,
all
I didn't
country
actually get to talk
bumpkins.
to any
Yes.
of them, so...
It's true. So glad that was lost on all of you. The tie-in and the get the players emotionally invested was completely shot to shit. So thank you.
Right, Con, I'm from Ariarchus, and that is our way. We actually eject our dead into space, so we're good.
Wow.
Oh, great. That's actually the way of New Mexico City as well. We shoot our dudes up through the Earth's atmosphere into space.
Do I need to pull another South Park here? You don't have a fucking space program. It's $100
So
to go to the
I'm
moon.
fucking
Yeah,
being a shitter, so...
it's 100. What, 100,000? No, 100 pesos. Oh shit!
It's like 12 cents.
The fucking whale ends up on the moon. So good, so good.
Oh, great.
Okay, so you guys start getting your gear together. Is there anything else you're taking other than the sled or the hover tread and the extra guys that are part of Ishigar's team?
Yeah, just the mining equipment that we
Rock
need.
cutters.
Yeah,
Anything we need to get them out, and
We-
anything we need to detect the gases.
we can assume you guys can get that sort of basic stuff. I'll check specifically if there's anything you guys need to worry about for that. So, okay.
Explosives. They mentioned explosives.
They do have
Yeah,
blasting
blasting
charges.
charges.
I,
We don't.
I wanted
need it.
grenades. That's the next best thing.
All right.
I'm assuming old Western dynamite sticks, so I'm happy.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That seems feasible for a colony like this. Yeah, I'm sure there's TNT sticks. Why not?
Hell yeah.
Everybody loves TNT.
But no
Glycerin's still a
lighters.
thing.
Yeah, but no lighter, though. There's no way to light it. There's no oxygen on this planet. What do I do?
I have a cutting torch. We're going to be good, guys.
Nice.
There you go.
All right. Well, I don't think we should really go any further because we are at our time. I don't have any crazy fancy cliffhanger for tonight, guys. Just wanted to see how far you guys would get. So we will end tonight as we see the group of you loading up the stuff. Perhaps a bit of trepidation on everyone's minds with this idea of these metal urns and what Weyland-Yutani might be up to or looking for. And we see at this point, you know, Ishigara has a team of like half a dozen or so med techs that have joined you guys in here. And you can they look basically like EMTs. You know, they've got bags with rescue gear and medical supplies. They also have suits, just like you guys do. And they're getting all ready for everything. And he's going over things with them, and you guys are starting to plan out your routes and who's going to go where and things like that. So we will dive into the mine for real next week as we finally get this campaign well and truly underway. However, before we depart, there is something we get to do tonight that we have never done in Alien. And that is
Experience?
EXPs.
Yes! I don't know what I gotta say. Yeah, anyway.
Which luckily is very, very easy to do. And I just need to find where it is in the rulebook. Anyone is following along at home, I would be happy for any assistance.
Let's see, I've got the book right here.
I'm assuming it's under...
Oh, wait, is that a message to the players? Yeah,
well, I'm going through my PDF here. Here we go. Experience.
XP, page 35.
Wonderful. Yep. Oops, that's page 3. So, like many RPGs these days, and I think Free League does this with a lot of their games, is you get experience based on answering a series of questions at the end of each session. You know, you can argue these, kind of like Vampire the Masquerade does this a lot, at least in older editions I know they did. So we're going to go through here, and you'll give yourself an experience point for each of these questions that you answer yes to. Some of these you might have to convince me, you know, that you did X, Y, or Z. And of course, as the game mother, I have the final say here. But the first one is really simple. Did you participate in the game session? Yes. So you all get 1 XP for being here. Also, something before I forget, guys, I noticed this with the character sheets. As we remember from Heart of Darkness, story points are for players, not characters. However, what I've noticed, if you mark off story points on your character sheet, your experience track goes away, and it goes into being a cinematic. If you put experience points on your character sheet, the story points disappear, which is not how that's supposed to work, because story points are in campaign as well. So, I would keep track of your story points elsewhere, because your experience points are going to be more than you'll ever have than story
I'm
points.
gonna put them in description.
So,
Yeah,
Scaarr, you had 2 story points remaining from Heart of Darkness, and then I believe Sean and Eric each had 1. So, Adam, story
really
points
the buff story points,
are,
man.
they're not that great, but what they do in-game is when you make a roll, you can spend a story point, and you get an automatic 6 added to your roll. However, if you still failed the roll with a panic, it doesn't really help. But it can. It's just not as amazing as it should be. And generally you get them in the scenarios for doing agendas and things like that. So,
Wait, Mother, am I tripping, or did we not do personal agendas yet?
we did not. I was just going to say, I meant to bring that up when you guys got to the first mission. So we'll worry about that next week. Everybody should have a personal agenda, which is what your character is trying to accomplish in the relative short to mid-term. if you accomplish your agenda, over the course of a session or several sessions, you'll get a story point, and then you pick a new one. Or if the story dictates where your personal agenda no longer matters or can't really be accomplished, then we'll change it to something else. So based on what's going on, based on your interactions with the other characters, the unit, the general story you guys have kind of picked up on so far, decide what your personal agenda is going to be for next week, and we'll talk about that when we start. So back to EXP. Everybody gets 1 for showing up. Here's another reason you want to have personal agenda. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? We'll say no, because we didn't talk about agendas this week. Did you risk your life for your buddy PC? Not yet. There might be time for that next week, though. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC?
I would say I did.
I think I did as well. I think we kind of back.
You guys are
back and forth.
You guys are each other's rivals, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I would definitely
I
agree
did.
with that.
I think I jabbed at our Lance Corporal pretty bad.
You did. Who's your rival, Eric? Is it Scaarr?
No, it's the sergeant.
Sergeant?
I call him a pain in the ass, but I don't know if that counts.
No, because you're like, you need to actually stand up or say something directly to him. You were talking shit behind his back to the private, so I would say no on that one. This one will probably happen just about every session. Did you make a panic roll? You get an experience point for that.
I came close, but no.
Yep.
I didn't panic, but I got stressed. Rip.
Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means?
I wish.
Did you make a significant discovery or revelation? This could be to the story or the universe as a whole, or maybe to your character's personal story, whatever that may be. I don't think anybody did tonight, but that'll definitely
I talked to our Wailing Utani guy, found out about the urns.
Oh.
Speaking to urns, since I also now found out about the urns, I remember when we did our player cards, my personal agenda during that initial time was finding artifacts to learn more about history. So would that intrigue my interest more, since I'm now knowledgeable that there might be...
What were you referring to? I don't recall that.
I remember we kind of went over personal agenda during our initial player...
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we had personal agendas then, but then got wiped. And I think my personal agenda then was, since I have an interest in archaeology, that I want to find new artifacts and, learn about the culture.
Okay, I do recall seeing that on your character sheet, and yes, so if that is something you want to do for next week to put, you can make that. I would say, even if you had that already, you haven't discovered anything, you've just learned that there might be something here, but should you find evidence of something like that, that would be more in tune with getting an experience point for that. I will give it to you, though, Scaarr, because based on your actions tonight, made Ishigara more likely to open up to you. So because of the way you interacted with him is why he divulged some of that information. We'll go behind the curtain a little bit there. That's why I'll give you the experience point, because I was going to say he just gave it to you, but the reason he gave it to you is because of how you acted. So...
Nice.
Last two, did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? I'm going to say no on that. And did you earn any money? No, you did not. That one might not come up as much because you guys...
work? I was going to say...
Well, keep in mind, this is out of the core rule book, so it's assuming that you might be truckers or colonists.
Okay.
We go full dogs of war and start pillaging.
Those miners are going to start paying to get out.
Yeah. I mean, you guys will make money as being enlisted because this is your job.
Right.
But yeah, this is like, you earned money by doing something in-game other than just that. Like, if you're a colonist, you discovered some new thing, or if you're a space trucker, you finished a cargo haul or something like that. If you were a Marine, like, you finish your mission, there might be a bonus or something. So that kind of stuff. So, or yeah, if you get something in-game, like you convince somebody to, And it's not like, oh, I got $5 from like playing a game of, rock, paper, scissors. We're
Like a
talking
few
like
hundred.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, like, oh yeah, these people paid me a bunch of money because I did something for them, or I sold a big trinket or whatever. So
do we use experience like in between missions?
it is in between missions. There's downtime, and you can
Okay, cool.
you can level up skills and you can learn new talents. Those are what you spend XP on in this game. Your attributes
Cool.
never really go up unless something
serious happens.
But yeah, XP is
Alright.
for skills and talents. So
Okay.
yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. I'm gonna have to look up my favorite talent, Berserk.
You mean overkill?
Yeah, overkill.
All right. And this can also be up to the group too. Like if someone wants to argue something and they're not necessarily convincing me, if the rest of the group wants to put in their 2 cents and maybe convince me otherwise, or if everybody's like, oh yeah, like if all, like 3 of the 4 of you are like, yeah, I think that person should get a point of XP, then totally. So keep track of that. And we'll see what happens next time. So Scaarr disappeared, unfortunately, folks. But there he is.
It's right back there. Oh,
Yeah, sorry, my dogs.
It's okay. But yeah, we're gonna close it up here tonight. So we're gonna get the intrigue underway and get some of the juices flowing, and we will see what happens next time when we actually enter Sonderdach Mine. So we got a lot in store for you, folks. I got a couple secret things on the side that might be happening. We've got some side missions that are also part of the campaign, some of which our group of PCs here might be sent on. Others, we might see some alternate groups taking control of some of the NPCs going on side missions, which will have to do with the meta plot here. And the PCs may or may not learn about that stuff, but you as the listeners will get to see more of the story of the Frontier War unfold. I'm pretty excited about that stuff, and I found some good resources for it. I started planning for it, so we're going to try to record a couple extra sessions on the side here in between the main games. So that stuff will be happening while you guys are away from the rest of the platoon. So, and overall, it should make a cool narrative. So, that's all we got for you tonight, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you to our new patrons, Tommy and Jonas, and thank you players for sticking with it. I think this is going to be a real fun campaign. So,
oh yeah, already enjoying the banter and
yeah,
the shit talking.
It's great. It's great. So,
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed it, listeners. We'll be back next week. I promise there's going to be some action, and I promise we'll get into more of what the fuck's going on here. So, we will see you same time, same place, signing off.